How does that make sense?
I don't know. Is the word platinum even used in this game at all outside maybe rank?
Beige, I mean, bro, what? I don't know what you mean.
You got this filled up very good.
No.
Oh, man.
Just keep killing, just keep killing.
Max armor.
More crisps.
We're getting close, Craig. I'm getting close again, Nick Craig.
About time.
How many kills are we at? 130, and we were both way off. Oh, here we go. 140 kills to get Dark Flare. 140 kills. Alright, so right now we've got the base version of the new. So right now we've got the base version of the buff Dark Flare. Generate an energy beam that deals. Alright. So we've currently got the base form of Dark Flare. So we've currently got the buff form of. So we've currently got the base buff form. So we've currently got the base. So we've currently got the base buff form of. Alright, so we've currently got the base buff form of Dark Flare. So currently we've got the base version of. So currently we've got the base form of. Alright, so now we've. Alright, so now we've currently got the base form of Dark Flare with no augment, which generates an energy beam that deals lethal shadow damage and penetrates everything in its path. Check it in. Hold on. Come here.
Oh, wait, here you go. Oh, wait. Make sure you're at the right angle.
I don't think this is what Dark Flare is for. I think it's a different type of Dark Flare.
That's opal for the HE1.
Alright, well, anyway, let's use our 150. Yeah, anyway, let's use our 140 kill. Anyway, let's use our 140 kill field upgrade and kill the zombies. Significantly faster than what I did before. And that was with no augments. I mean, what else can take out a bunch of zombies on round 7 like that, Craig?
Most weapons.
Yeah, but most
Should go open every single door before you leave.
Only 7 more guns to get opal, boys.
Ooh. What about amalgams? What if they do more damage to amalgams so that we shadow
Damn.
Uh,
Almost there.
Almost there.
Last thing we need in combat is uncertainty. But here I am again.
Don't open bank. Don't open bank.
I
Don't
knew
open
you
bank.
Well,
say
looks
that.
like I'll be bringing a turd.
Don't
to a
open ice cream
shitstorm.
roof either.
When a power-up spawns, look at it.
Jackpot.
It's
Mel.
golden, right? Well, yours aren't golden.
need
That's
that.
definitely some.
It's color blind filter.
You've got
thing.
some filter on then, or your graphics
Yeah.
are messed up. They should be gold by default. That's what you mean.
I feel like a lot of people have like random colorblind filters on without realizing.
Is that everyone's freaking out about golden ray guns during the start of the game?
Yeah,
There's no
I think-
such thing as a golden ray gun.
I think somebody, I don't know what creator, one of the creators definitely put out a video saying this is the best settings, but didn't explain it was going to change all their colors.
I saw more doors. Yeah, but like, dude, so many people were talking about golden ray guns, and I had so many people in my comments like,
Yeah.
make a video on the golden ray gun, Like, dude, that doesn't fucking exist. People had colorblind filters on and posted stuff online. Like, there's no colorblind. There's no gold ray gun.
You go this way, PhD door and stuff.
I've been making content since Black Ops 3 zombies.
Don't open ice cream! No! I ruined it.
I can't open this.
Yeah, because I know a way of getting them without opening them up. So we could have had like a one window room.
Nice. Now can you give me back the ears ripped off
What do
and
you mean a
stole
one
from me?
window room?
you can jump from the zip and the Aphis shroud dash onto that roof, and then they only jump up.
What do you mean they let jump up?
The jump up spot of that roof would be the only way they get to you.
Where we sit, I don't know.
You'd sit on the ice cream roof, but they wouldn't be able to drop down from above. They'd only be dropping up, jumping up.
Yeah, but you have to
Don't really
drop
matter
over there each time, and we're using fucking dark flare.
Yeah.
How do you do the thing where you put up ice cream from the roof? I couldn't figure
So
it out.
on ice cream roof, you want to crouch, kind of look down, and just hug the wall, right to left until you find it. It's a pretty big prompt.
Like, so I fall down?
Yeah, fall down. Look at the bank windows and just look down and yeah.
About it, yeah. That was easy as hell.
Yeah. Got a huge hitbox.
And then the one I'm in here opened this.
Nice. Honestly, such a good spot. So fucking love it.
Long time watcher, first time tuning in Twitch. Twitch is a lot different than our videos, just to give you a heads up. I don't read chat a ton, so we're making content. We're making a video right now. We make all of our videos on Twitch, so that's what the deal is. And a lot of times I'm recording, and so that's what I am recording. There'll be long periods of time when there's chat reading. And it is a lot of takes. Like this is a video you'll see on the channel.
No group discounts.
Just be warned, this channel is not like the YouTube channel. Very, very different. So the 4070 Ti and above have the same NVIC chip. Wait. So does that mean the 4070 Super and below all probably share the same, right? Are you kidding me? So do you have a chart of it? Like what all shares the same below it? Could I have essentially got a 30 or a 4060 and had the same? I'm gonna take it back to Best Buy tomorrow. I hate it because I unboxed it and everything, which they've got to like, that's crazy. Bruh, I should have got the, that's actually insane. I got the one before the cutoff.
Max ammo.
Oh, I gotta leave.
So
All
you should
party
probably
members of the
leave so
game.
the countdown can.
Dude, I wish I could looked into this
Oh,
beforehand.
something.
I just assumed that they'd have. This chart's so confusing. But yeah, this is exactly what I needed before I spent a shit ton of money today. So the 2080 Super had the 7th gen. 7th gen Touring. And a 4070 has 8th gen Ada Lovelace. Oh, but that's the difference. Total numbers of NVINCs. I don't know what that means. Wow. Legitimately, if I would have got one higher. Dude, there's a 4070, a 4070 Super, a 4070 Ti, and a 4070 Ti Super. What the fuck?
Target walks like that after 8 years.
Damn, so a 4090 is not going to be any better than a 4070 Ti for encoding.
Time to change your augments.
Yeah, I need to take this back and get one more. Yeah, so let's see what we want to do next. Sorry, that pissed me off. Legitimately, I bought... Fuck, dude. It's so annoying. I hate taking shit back once I've opened it. You know what I mean? I don't even care if I gotta pay like a restocking fee. Like, it's just not something... So, extension makes it last longer. Damn,
Is there a recharge quicker augment?
no.
So So if there was, you should probably do another count.
So extension significantly increased dark flare duration. So we really should have timed it without it. We could do dark pack because so there's broad beam, which significantly increases the size of the beam. Heavy shadow, the beam slows enemies on contact.
Holy shit, that's a lot of people.
And then extra charge increases mag, which I think the extra charge is always the best option.
I don't remember what the other options are.
I believe 2 Invink chips helps with simultaneous encoding. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I will encode. I don't know if it helps because I do GPU or I will encode. Like, I want it to be able to. I encode my recording. Like, I'm recording what we're doing right now on a different set. Like, I don't know if it actually helps. That's so annoying that I bought one card off. Like, I could have spent an extra $100. Doesn't matter. Fuck Craig.
I don't even know if there are 6 challenges, 10 challenges. It's not doable anyway. Off broken ones.
No, but I can tell you right now, my 4090 is significantly better than encoding this 4070 because I use crazy high settings, so I don't even think it I don't even think it has to do with simultaneous encoding. I think both can be used because I use fucking ridiculous settings on the 4090.
Not that I give a shit about them.
I don't know what I want to do. Supernova, what is this? The beam is replaced with the sear. Oh, that one's fun. Wait, what does that do with broad beam?
With the bigger beam, it doesn't do anything, I don't think. From what I can tell. Do you put that and the revive on, or is that the same type as the revive?
That's a major. They're both majors.
Yeah. And the extra charge will obviously affect the sphere one. I don't know if the other two do.
Yeah, I'm gonna pee before I come back. I'm trying to see what I want to do. I think extension would be kind of nice. What is significant? I wish we would have timed it. I forgot that was one. We should have timed it the first time. I mean, I can time it next time. We use it as long as we don't start with extension. We can start with dark pack and broad beam. So yeah, we'll do dark pack and broad. What did I pull my phone? Oh, to start a timer. Yeah. We didn't see the difference. I'm just gonna time it on my phone. I am gonna pee though.
Fucking damn it, dude. Holy shit. I wish it, oh my god. Death counter is pissing me off. I don't want to see how many times I've died. Barely played this game. I've died so many fucking times.
Oh shit. How far in on the camera grind are you, Cleo?
Like it. Telling me I'm bad.
I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this a buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the grave. Never gon' fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Hurry with the legs, all about finesse. I am not impressed. I don't need a rest coming in with less than you see the flags. Elohim with the melody and then he supply the bread. 70, keep it happening, everybody get the bread.
Hey guys, welcome to the neighborhood.
Definitely getting new countertops. And we need shades right now.
Buy now, pay over time. Affirm.
I'll make it when I wake up in the morning. Max armor.
I think I still didn't open this fucking door, damn it.
I'm joining back. So we got Dark Pact and Broad Beam. Oh, I don't see you online. One.
Waste timing.
Yeah, guess what? We earn it again.
The game bugged out, like there's no cans on that fence out there for some reason.
You know what I should put? I should put the speed coil augment that allows me to get my field upgrade 10% quicker.
Yeah, but then your counting doesn't really mean a lot.
I don't need to count again, Craig.
Oh yeah, you could have done that, yeah. Fix it. Right, well I'm gonna sit in the bank and chill, because the bank is fun.
Unless you want to count every time.
You gonna come invest your salvage in the bank for me?
You gonna test this against the amalgam? Honestly, you probably should. Shit. The thing is, we don't even need to go to. We just need to like blitz around 20 real quick, which isn't. I don't even know a quick way to blitz on that map.
No, I nearly died there because I don't know why I thought I had slider and I don't.
Real easy when I pretend the target's ripped off it.
Oh, that worked. And full power. Yeah, we probably shouldn't around. And I'm gonna need you to die.
I said that thinning a herd is good for the planet. Can't argue with science.
You have it on too, right?
Dark flare?
Yeah.
Totally.
Damn, because I wonder if we could heal each other and just not. I wonder how much healing it does. Like, are you gonna be able to die while I'm
The one
healing
you have one right now?
Yeah.
No. A dead shot. Alright.
Alright. Oh, you have to buy a second perk if you want to keep it.
Just one?
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't go down yet though. Alright, so now we've got the... So now we've got the Dark Pact Major Augment. So now we've got the Dark Pact Major Augment on, which makes it so the beam heals and revives other player on... So now we've got the Dark Pact Major Augment on Dark Player. This makes it so our beam heals and revives other player... So now we've got the Dark Pact Major Augment on our Dark Player, which makes it so our beam heals and revives other players on contact. So if we penetrate Craig with the beam, it should heal him and revive him. We've also got Broad Beam on, which significantly increases the size of our beam. So we're going to penetrate Craig with our significantly. And we've also got Broad Beam on, which significantly increases the size of the beam. So it's going to be bigger?
Better.
I don't know, Craig. So I need to go down, Craig, and then I'm gonna revive you with the bigger improve. All right, Craig. So I need to go down so I can heal you and revive you. All right, so Craig, I need to go down so I can penetrate you with this bigger, wider beam and get you up. Little penetrative healing. Craig, I'm gonna go down before you go down. All right, so Craig's down, so we're gonna activate. Beam is definitely bigger. Heal. Oh, what? Okay, this is actually. It didn't even.
Yeah, it does like a bar as if you regularly res me.
Maybe if I would have started immediately, I would have got you, but I didn't realize it was.
How did I know going down at the beginning of the round was just going to go to shit? I know you weren't getting me off.
Craig, I ain't gonna lie. I thought the beam would have. I had more faith in my beam. I didn't realize it was gonna be like that. That is.
I don't want to be res anymore. I don't have that shot. Life's not worth living now. No, don't res me. Let me go into the light.
I'm gonna be honest. The other major augments are gonna have to be real garbage to be worse than that. Because at that point, because if it doesn't res you instantly, yeah, I can revive you from like 3 feet away. At that point, at that point, I'm just gonna walk up and res you normally. I don't need the 3 feet extended res.
You want my pack-a-punch gumball?
Yeah.
Because I might leave and put the revive on so you can see it from the other side.
Yeah, I bet. Between you and me, we could. Well, I wish you'd just pack. Is just pack one?
Yeah.
Pack mine instead, because I'm working on a site challenge.
No, okay.
And it's not a crazy site, so we're swapping these back and forth. It's not a. The only thing is, it's got a fucking box and glove.
Let me drop it in there. Let me drop it in there, pack. You can maybe. I said maybe you could just juggle mine, but that could be worth it. I'm probably gonna spawn with that one.
Yeah, at that point, just upgrade it.
But I could use my salvage.
Yeah, but bro, it's 500 points. You'll be easily able to. Shit.
Did you drop me your one? No.
I've only got one weapon, so I'm gonna have to. Damn, dude.
Wonder player's first game in zombies.
I can do this all day. I got plenty of corpses.
I'm laughing like I'm not about to join you in death. Oh my god, this isn't fun. Drop your gumball on the floor.
I can if you bought that LMG and it's on the floor, because I haven't, that LMG.
There's a pistol on the floor.
Need a penis. Penis is what I need.
Did you open battle now, though?
No. Yes.
Oh my god. On the floor.
Bet.
I'll be back. Try not to die. Pull all party members out of the game, yes.
Shit.
That's what I'm trying to change. So, revive. Reduce size of the beam, I guess. I don't know if it works on this anyway. Are you okay? Why are you marking enemies? Are you trying to do a fucking plunder challenge or something? How do I spectate the next player? I don't want to spectate you anymore.
Do you hear him talking in game?
Yep. Pretty goddamn annoying.
Forget it. Oops, there's a timer.
Can I just waste the full power? Have you got what you need to test your next thing?
Yeah, I want to waste the full.
I've just done it. I think I'll pack it at least. It's fucking
Damn
Mega
it,
Bomb
dude.
already.
Fuck. How the
So you
fuck
got
do I
light
move
around.
something over there? What the hell?
You have yours yet?
No. Sadly not. Do need drive 5 trials in a single match for a prestige
Why is
challenge
this so?
though, so
How do I
I'll
move
have to work
stuff
on
to the
that.
quick access?
Tattoos.
Yes.
For Marcasians, tattoos are like an identity card. The symbolic designs say, I am a chief, a fisherman, a warrior, an artist. I am from this clan or this island. These are my accomplishments.
So Papa will, his father have the same, and his grandfather have
And
the
grandfather also.
same. Yes.
Excellent. They're very cool. They're really good, very fun looking. I've seen some of the older Maori in New Zealand with very similar.
Here it's same Maori, yeah? It's Maori in the face, huh?
Yep. This is where the tattoo, as we know it anyway, was born. Brought back by impressed sailors and adapted to the broken hearts and top-hatted skulls that are our history. I'm feeling inspired, and it's a good thing I'm in the company of a tattoo expert. Tematai offers to give me a traditional Marcasian tattoo.
Just the
You could incorporate a tiki head.
tiki head.
Up to you. Show me what you think. The original tattoos were made by literally hammering on needle-packed combs to create the design. Boys were tattooed as part of the initiation into manhood, and for the son of a chief, the process could take 3 to 4 weeks. So I'll gladly deal with relatively little discomfort.
Anthony, yeah. Are you drinking beer? Yeah.
Yeah.
You see in the nail.
Apparently I twitched. He looks at me and says, have you been drinking beer? I said, what, am I bleeding out or something? What's going on here? He said, no, the nerve, you're twitching. You're screwing up my lines.
Fortunately, Tematai's such a pro, even my beer-induced twitch can't keep him from giving me a kick-ass Marcasian tattoo.
Oh, I think it's fantastic. Very, very Marquesian style. Beautiful work. That's really beautiful.
Properly inked and ready for some local fare, Tematai and I head out for a lunch date. Island legend Marie Antoinette has invited me to share some home-cooked treats with her and family at her house nearby. Marie Antoinette's airy seaside home is surrounded by indigenous breadfruit, starfruit, and banana trees. They grow abundantly throughout French Polynesia, reminding one of all the times here that I've heard, when we are hungry, we take what we need. It seems as if all the indicators of a good meal are present. Living on this island, it seems you just reach and it's there. Coconut goat curry, fried breadfruit, wild boar with vegetables, stewed banana and tapioca and coconut milk, and of course, poisson cru.
Typical Marquesian.
Nothing French here, but the common language.
Sucré, hein?
Why?
Sucré, poisson cru. Good.
Excellent.
Depuis tout à l'heure, il a...
In her inimitable way, this magnificent grandma supplies us to the bursting point with Marcasian delicacies.
Oh, I'm a happy man. Very tender. Nice.
C'est bon, hein?
Super. Merci bien pour le repas. Extraordinaire.
Si ça vous plaît, ça me fait plaisir. Surtout Marie-Ange qui a fait la cuisine.
Merci.
And while her generous spirit is relatively easy to come by on these islands, the quality of her food is uniquely her own. Well fed and freshly tattooed, I mount up and ride through dense jungle, along twisting ridges that snake along above the valleys of the island's interior. And I see what others have seen and written about in the stories I read as a child. And I begin, I think, to understand a little what they must have felt, to see this place back then for the first time.
I'm liking this. Incredible wonderland of fruit and food ready at hand here. Papayas, tamarinds, bananas, coconuts, chili peppers. What? A lot of fruit right there.
At one time, these forests supported a population 100 times bigger than it is today. And you can still feel the presence of those fiercely tattooed warriors in the valley.
Oh, look at that.
In his memoirs, Captain Cook wrote about how disturbed he was by the sight of stone sacrificial platforms and evidence of cannibalistic rituals. Presumably, he was even more disturbed when he was later thrown in the cook pot himself on the sister island of Hawaii.
Attends un moment, nous pouvons... Hall for prisoners.
For prisoners?
Our guide Paco points out another disturbing relic from those not-so-good old days. A man trap, a conveniently deep pit for the victorious tribal chief to keep his prisoners until dinner or the ritual sacrifice, whichever came first.
So this is the throne from where the king, the chief, could watch his prisoners, looking down on them, maybe contemplating their fate.
We ride out of the valley and further into the past, reaching a narrow ridge overlooking the volcanic crater at the heart of the island.
Oh man, that's spectacular. And that's the valley?
A moment of quiet reflection on Paul Gauguin.
He was a cranky pederast and a syphilitic. Not something you'd want on most resumes.
When we come back.
No reservation.
Today, Marquesian culture is a melange of the remaining ancient Marquesian traditions with strong influences from Polynesian culture as a whole, and the still dominant French institutions. But a handful of young Marquesians have taken up the torch and proudly beat the drums and sing the songs of their ancestors. And it all comes together in a dance paying tribute to the chiefs and gods of Polynesia. My Marquesian friend Bona, who has lived in Australia for many years but treasures his Marquesian roots, cheers on the folkloric group Te Pua Oceani.
So these are all your cousins?
That's
nephews?
all my nephews and brothers.
All
It's a
extended
big
family?
It's all the families, yeah. And we've been doing this as a family for, what, 100 years, 100 years.
The missionaries didn't end this.
No,
They tried.
They tried, but they can't end it.
Cheers, man.
Those who come here looking for a savage past look really for themselves, an aspect in the mirror, a way to find something simpler and ennobling. Paul Gauguin sought this ideal for most of his life and ultimately found some version of it. He spent his last impoverished and embattled years here, and now these islands are probably best known as his final resting place.
About as romantic a final resting place as you could ask for, I guess. Paul Gauguin's grave. This is where he wanted to be buried, and this is the statue that he wanted put on his grave. It says Oviri. It means sauvage in French, or wild. You know, the more I read about Gauguin, the less I liked him. He was a cranky, contrarian, egotistical, a sponger, a dope fiend, I believe, a pederast, and a syphilitic. Not something you'd want on most resumes. But ultimately, you got to give the guy credit, enormous credit. At least he recognized the people here and the culture here and this place as something beautiful, when the rest of the Western world seemed to be working very hard to willfully obliterate it. And I guess the fact that people come here and look for that still, and find this, which is still extraordinary, one of the most beautiful places on earth. You know, it speaks well of the guy.
Like many travelers who the farther from home they venture find themselves turning inwards, Gauguin's paintings were more about himself. The colors and images, eerily free of the troublesome details of reality, were in fact a superimposed version of the world as he, perhaps, wanted it to be. Though he heard the spirits and gods of these islands and recognized their beauty, their sensual pull, they never spoke to him. We smash a bit of the world beneath our feet as we travel through it, in footprints large and small. However heavily, like the soldiers and missionaries who came here, or lightly, like Gauguin, we tread. Gauguin's Tahiti and Marquesian Islands were already a vanished dream when he arrived. You can't be these warriors from the past. They're long gone. But you can, it turns out, still hear their voices.
Sunshine's the best disinfectant, so I let some into your skull.
Yeah? Who's talking?
Tony, Ruhlman.
Oh, God, Ruhlman. I gotta get caller ID. What do you want?
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe Mr. Crosshand might think about coming to Cleveland. Maybe the story
Possible reason would I have to go to Cleveland?
where the real people live, Tony. You need to see what real life is about.
Wait a minute. After your disgusting behavior in Vegas, I'm expected to put you on my show again?
Sorry, man, you're on your own.
You gutless punk.
I'm on my way to the airport. I don't exactly remember it like that.
All right, put your money where your mouth is, Ruhlman. Here comes Papi Chulo. Oh yeah, I'm coming to Cleveland. I'm Anthony Bourdain.
That's right.
I write, I travel, I eat, and I'm hungry for more. Some have said I've already become a cartoon version of myself. Maybe they have a point. Welcome to the comic book I call my life. My friend and nemesis Michael Ruhlman, food writer, alleged cook, proven author, and a born and raised Clevelander, is the reason I'm trudging across the frozen tundra known as downtown Cleveland. Ruhlman has long been an enthusiastic promoter of the virtues of Midwestern life, while at the same time bashing my hometown of New York. So when he dared me to come to Cleveland, insisting that it's a cultural megalopolis, I finally relented.
There's no funsters aspect here, huh? I mean, this is like the real thing.
No, this is the real deal.
I'd never admit this to Ruhlman, but I like Cleveland. Always did. I find the much maligned town beautiful. Stark reality up against a unique sense of humor and resignation. A surprisingly hopeful place for food if you only bother to look.
It's a rumor. It's strictly a rumor.
The winters are cold and bleak, but the majestic Art Deco bridges and neoclassical buildings speak of an earlier time of boundless optimism in the early 20th century when it seemed anything was possible in Cleveland. Harsh reality has long since set in. For what remains, even the empty warehouses, the post-industrial detritus, the fields of tires, and the last of the steel mills have a strange and melancholy splendor, a faded, particularly American glory. Not that I'll give my friend Ruhlman the satisfaction of hearing any of this. I've agreed to submit to his relentless boosterism, but I'm not going to go easy on Mr. French Laundry Cookbook. So I insist he meet me at a place I know he'll just hate. Let the games begin. Ruhlman?
Yeah, this is not what I expected. You bring me to the most soul-killing stretch of Cleveland I can imagine.
Listen, you finally managed to talk me into coming into your post-industrial wasteland. I get to pick the spot we meet, okay? And I figured we should start off with Ohio's most recognizable gastronomic innovation. I'm afraid that's going to be Skyline Chili, my friend. What are you turning up your nose at the People's Classic, Ohio's state dish? You had this stuff before?
Never. No, I've never had it.
You're a snob, woman. Get your nose out of the clouds.
I hate this.
Skyline Chili is not chili, as you know. It's not made for eating as a standalone dish. It's a mutant hybrid, a topping gone wild, a meaty brown beanless sauce that tastes of cinnamon. And despite my elitist friend's best efforts to deny its important place in the pantheon of Ohio's culinary stars, it's a much-loved dish throughout the state.
This is authentic indigenous cuisine inspired by poor immigrants. Does, as it says right on the menu, had you ever bothered to come here, a hardworking immigrant from Castoria, Greece, dreamt that he could one day bring these recipes and traditions to America, which he finally did when he opened up in 1949 in Cincinnati, overlooking the skyline, hence the expression.
Yes, traditional Ohio foodways abound here, with elements gathered from a variety of international and regional influences. Oyster crackers, for instance.
You've got the New England oysterette thing going on here. You've got the southern sweet tea. You got the chili from the Southwest, spaghetti from our brethren from Italy. And this is America on your plate. This is the story of America. And you sneer.
I'm not sneering at the people or the food. There's room for good fast food.
I order us up the classic three-way chili. 3 ways because it's 3 ingredients. Spaghetti, the famous chili, and finally, a more than generous, some might say terrifying topping of suspiciously bright orange cheddar cheese.
Come on, if you don't like this, you're just not drinking it.
There's cinnamon in this. Is there tomato in this? Why is it so brown?
The colors, Roman. The colors. Just because they don't occur in nature doesn't mean they're bad.
Woolman's misery here is exquisite to watch. Me, I'm a happy man. But with something like this, as I remind my Michelin starry-eyed friend, you don't ask what's in it or how it's made. You just enjoy it.
And the bottom line is, if you were really stoned, you'd like this. You'd eat this cold in the morning. I'll bet you this is great cold. So here I am, Cleveland, finally. Now this is a city with a lot of problems.
It's been downhill since the 60s and never really recovered from losing all the industrial jobs.
And yet you love this town.
I do love this town. I love the spirit of this town. I love the looks of this town. Yeah, we have some problems, but it's an extraordinary place, as you'll see.
From here on, Woolman is calling the shots and picking the spots. If you're from Cleveland and you don't like what you see, blame Woolman. I'm just a passenger. One thing I learned from Woolman, my knowledge of the geography of the area being apparently somewhat incomplete, is that it's situated on a lake. Lake Erie, to be precise, the 10th largest lake in the world. And as the ocean, I'm told, is some distance in either direction, Cleveland's surf community have had to make some adjustments to catch waves.
What emptiness in your soul requires this?
Brown, murky, and near-freezing water, only steps away from a sewer outlet, middle of freaking winter, and yet these intrepid riders of the waves defy nature, logic, and good sense to ride the wild surf.
Nothing ruins a day at the beach like warm beer.
Beer chilling in a snowbank, we join our waterborne warriors huddling around a dimly flickering fire, wondering, of course, who does this and why?
Most surfers here are from somewhere else. They're from Hawaii, they're from Florida. I myself grew up in New Jersey.
A transplant from back east, Scott Ditzenberger found others like him who share his passion for surfing by any means necessary.
Surfing's one of those things that once you try it, you have to keep doing it. And you'll go through snow, you'll go through a sewage.
One presumes this is where the best waves are, or is the water slightly warmer here?
Water from a pure spring in the Rockies, a 10, and Al Roker's toilet, you know, after chili tasting on Food Network being a 0. Where would this be?
Oh, it hovers around 0.
Funnily, this is almost a point of pride with these hardy Clevelanders who risk staph infection and hypothermia for a good ride. Many have adopted the ritual of daubing their ears with hydrogen peroxide to ward off illness and infection. But how to ward off the cold? You don't.
It's cold.
They shiver, their teeth chatter, ice is frozen to their faces and visors. Disoriented and slurring, a warning sign of hypothermia, yet undaunted.
How long have you been out there?
Yeah, man.
We haven't met, so that means you've been out in the water the whole time? Oh, he can't speak. He's in totally hypothermic. Can't talk. It's all frozen.
As much as everybody loves Cleveland, I mean, especially if you're a surfer, it can be a hard place to be.
But he loves this place.
Well, you know,
Really? Look at that. Look at surfers here. These are real human beings here.
There's a great metaphor here about Cleveland somewhere. Resilience and good humor in the face of ugly reality, making the best of a bad situation. In Woolman's Chamber of Commerce brain, it's probably sunny and sandy and all rainbows and unicorns with Jimmy Buffett waiting for us back at the Tiki Hut with a pina colada. I don't know. All I know for sure is I'm about to meet the Poet Laureate of Cleveland, a personal hero. Next, a step inside the real American splendor.
No reservation.
My name is Harvey Peacock. I write comic books and other people illustrate them.
I'm going to introduce you to my neighbor,
Yeah?
the Poet Laureate of Cleveland, Mr. Harvey Peacock.
They asked me to be on this Tony Bourdain TV show. I never heard of him before.
So this is what Cleveland looks like?
Yeah, 1,000 little neighborhoods like this.
Nobody shovels their sidewalks in this town? I could break a leg, I'd sue you.
I'll be interested to see what this Tony guy has going for him. There's a guy on the corner filming me with my newly broken arm. Man, it's cold. I should have worn a heavier coat. Yeah, well, I hope I can get some bread out of these people. They sounded fine over the phone.
Hey, Harvey.
Yeah.
Want to introduce you to Tony Bourdain, Tony Harvey Peacock.
Honored.
So glad to meet you, man.
Honored and thrilled, man.
Okay, great. Later, me and Tony take a walk.
Over the last 25 years, Harvey Peacock has recorded his life and the lives of those around him in the legendary graphic novels, American Splendor. The series became the basis of the award-winning film of the same name. Not that Harvey's changed much. He's written the great American blue-collar epic, a Homeric celebration of ordinary lives and of the city where he was born and has always lived.
You know, on one hand, you're probably, whether you like it or not, you've written the epic work of Cleveland. You know, on the other hand, the current city fathers in the Chamber of Commerce are apparently not entirely thrilled with your worldview. A little too honest for them.
No, they don't like that. I mean, they just showed, regular, lower middle class neighborhoods. They weren't even slums or anything like that. And I like the way this stuff looks. The point is, there's half as many people in Cleveland now as there was in 1950. And the average income is under $15,000 a year. But what I'm really worried about is that the demand for my books will just, suddenly, decrease real rapidly.
Well, does it give you any satisfaction to know that without question, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, people are going to be still reading American Splendor.
Well,
People will be reading it then like they're reading it now.
Yeah,
Probably more.
I'm happy, but I'll be dead then. When you're dead, it robs life of many pleasures.
Yeah. Well, so they say.
I think these people will want me to write a comic story for them. Gary can illustrate it. We'll both get a few extra bucks.
Harvey takes me to a very special bookstore, a reader's paradise. Woolman's PTA meeting got canceled because of the snow, so I take him along.
Come on in. Let's show you the place.
It's yet another case of industry fleeing Cleveland, but in this case with a happy ending. Though the Hostess Twinkie factory laid off 658 workers and closed up shop, the former snack factory was turned into a veritable great pyramid of books by bookseller and collector John Zubal and family. It is now the world's largest bookstore.
Now this is part of our internet stock.
Around how many books you got in stock total?
We have over 500,000 online, and we got 800,000 to go online. And there's a floor below us yet, which we'll hit on the way down.
How do you like it, Tony? Endless shelves of books.
The public addresses of President Coolidge. That's due for a reprint.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have an interest in this? I gotta get.
Oh my God. This is just right up my alley.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody comes away from here with a smile. I'm telling you. John, show him your autographed first editions.
This room, all the books are signed and or inscribed. Ellen Hayes, Laura Z. Hobson, Judy Krantz, signed. Here's an old one, Hobart. Look at this inscription.
John Zubel. Oh, there's a guy who loves his job.
Every book in here is signed. What am I going to do with them? I don't know. You ready to see cookbooks, Anthony?
Yeah, always. The lady who owned these originally, her kitchen had at least
10,000 cookbooks in it, and odd things. You know, an old book like this from the 1920s.
The Jill St. John cookbook. This alone is reason to come to Cleveland. If you love books like I do, you could happily lose yourself here and never come out.
That's stainless steel. That's A1 stainless steel inside of that insulation. And it's still got Twinkie sauce in it.
A happy consequence of the Twinkie people's rapid departure is the gallons of still fresh filling trapped in the pipes.
Are we ready? There it comes. Oh, man. This is vintage Twinkie.
Wait a minute. My Twinkie doesn't look like that inside.
when it's aerated, it does. Oh, that sauce is aerated. What a brave man. It's interesting because when we had broken pipes here, the flies wouldn't go after it. The rats and mice wouldn't go near it. How is it? Is it still sweet and succulent?
It's Twinklicious.
Twinklicious.
Look at Tony lapping up that Twinkie filling. Bon appetit.
So this is further evidence that, in fact, the Twinkie will resist all natural and unnatural forces of time and climate. The dogs like it.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what that says about us, Roman. I've never been so proud.
Everybody dug each other and everything they saw. I knew they'd like Zubels.
The Harvey P. Carr tour of Cleveland continues. Next up, over-radiated office supplies.
No reservations.
Our Rust Belt Odyssey continues. Past Art Deco skyscrapers and bridges, elevated train tracks, and factories abandoned decades ago when heavy industry collapsed and jobs went overseas. Then there's this thing, sitting on a public lawn in the middle of town. For the next stops, Harvey brings in a heavy hitter, the justifiably famous Toby Radloff. Maybe you know him from such films and graphic novels as, yeah, you know.
Hi, Toby.
Yeah, how's it going?
This is Tony over here.
Tony.
Good to meet you, Toby.
And Michael, glad to meet you guys.
Man, I'm freezing. We should have parked closer.
The perfect man to tell us about whatever that thing is there. Toby is an old friend of Harvey's from their many years working together as file clerks at the VA hospital. Do not underestimate Toby.
So you tell us about, what the hell is that?
This is one of the most fascinating and most controversial objects on the landscape for the city of Cleveland. It's called the free stamp. The free stamp has been a fixture on this site since, sorry, I can't pronounce things very well because of the cold weather, if you know what I mean.
Oh, me too, I'm freezing up.
But that's winter in Cleveland.
Look at Toby. He memorized a lot of stuff for his appearance, and now he's spilling it out.
They chose the word free to put on the stamp because it represented freedom. It represented a free attitude.
Man, he's twice as big as when I first saw him. What a glutton.
So citizens of Cleveland, they like the stamp?
They love it.
They love it.
They love it. The free stamp is something that Cleveland can be proud of.
Check out that colorful coat he's wearing. I wonder if he got it at the Goodwill.
It's just a little thing, but it's one thing that makes Cleveland unique among big cities.
I don't know about the free stamp. I think it's kind of overrated.
You nailed that, man.
Thanks.
Let's eat.
Thanks. Sokolowski's are bust.
It looks like we're finally going to get something to eat. I've never been at Sokolowski's before. I don't go into this neighborhood. It's too easy to get lost.
Cleveland has huge populations of Poles, Czechs, Slovaks, Hungarians, and other Eastern Europeans. And like so many others, many are drawn inexorably to the artery-busting pleasures of Sokolowski's, a defiantly retro temple of traditional goodness.
Toby, I'm relying on your recommendations here.
Toby's got a lot to say when it comes
What is
to
that?
food.
It's like a chocolate-covered graham cracker cream, and I think I'll take a piece of this wedding cake off.
I'm not used to thinking about dessert first.
Toby's eating 2 pieces of pie.
I think along with that.
Toby, how you doing on your diet and stuff?
Forget the diet for today. Let the diet start tomorrow, because today I'll drown my sorrow at the buffet.
The focus is on old-school Polish fare. Chicken paprikash, stuffed cabbage, pierogies, bratwurst, noodles, beaten mushroom barley soup, and today, in our honor, head cheese. Delicious, boiled-down pig's head. Stripped and pressed in natural gelatin.
I'm not even ready to gnaw the Pope's face off. Oh, man. This might be the greatest dining establishment ever.
I'm used to doing that. Russian fucks.
Well, the food is good, the prices are right, and the portions are big.
Yeah, I would need some help with this. You know, Cleveland does not suck.
I've been telling you. This is what life is all about. Oh, they want to feed you here.
They all say that the stuffed cabbage here is the dish. I gotta tell you, this thing here.
The head cheese is good. Really flavorful, stock, gelatin.
Yeah, they made this special for us.
It's good, huh?
Oh, that's great.
Is it?
Yeah, Harvey, you should try it. That's good.
Oh, that's a pig's feet.
No, I can't eat that. I'm a vegetarian.
You're a vegetarian.
I mean, I know for a fact from reading your life's work that you're a man who likes a good dirty water hot dog.
Well, I had a life before the 80s.
I mean, Harvey did refuse White Castle hamburgers. And so I knew then that Harvey was vegetarian.
Ordinarily, I dangle bacon under his nose till he cracked, but it's a measure of my respect for the man that I desist.
I hope the camera guys get something to eat. They look pretty hungry. I wonder what Tony thinks of this place. He doesn't go to restaurants like this much, I bet.
Basically like flour and water and cooked in paprikash, yeah.
Almost like what Grandma used to make. You know, because she is Czechoslovakian. She always ate what they called bohunk food. Bohunk, that's what Grandma called it.
That sounds like the name of a book or a movie. Grandma called it Bohunk.
Yeah.
You know, see, if you had titles like this in your books, you'd sell more than Bill Buford.
You know, you're about this.
Oh, come on, man. No profanity entertainers.
No, this is for a family TV show.
Once again, the coarse, foul-mouthed, and embittered Ruhlman manages to offend with his spontaneous and inappropriate bursts of vulgarity. But the food and the company are too enjoyable to let him ruin my meal with his potty mouth.
I wonder if I can get something to go.
After this, I, fanboy number one, go deep into the belly of the beast, the antithetical concept called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to meet another personal hero. Hey ho, let's go.
No reservation.
Outside Cleveland's most famous landmark, I steel my nerves for an institution about which I have very mixed emotions, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The whole notion of putting rock music in a museum, of containing its uncontrollable energy, its aggression, its lust and danger seems somehow wrong to me.
You can't smoke in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Isn't there even a bar in there? Isn't that what rock and roll's about? Putting harmful substances in your body, rejecting the well-intentioned good advice of your parents, you know, turning against society. Rock and roll should not be good, clean fun.
But when the hall inducted the greatest rock and roll band of the last 30 years, my beloved Ramones, finally showing respect to a band who is seldom appreciated in their own time, I had to come.
The times have changed. My teacher would never take me to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No?
Okay, stay away from that stuff.
Yeah, they want to discourage you.
It'll lead to harder stuff. And they were right.
I'm proud to say I know Marky Ramone, fellow gastronome, holder of the world record for the fastest 4/4 beat of all time, and member of not one, but two of my favorite bands of all time, Richard Hell and the Voidoids, and of course, back in 1975, there was a terrible void in the music world, and then suddenly, the Ramones were there to save us. No more mellotrons or endless noodling on 12-string guitars. No more drum solos or rock operas. Suddenly, almost overnight it seemed, rock and roll was about what it always should be. 2.5-minute songs, a beat, 3 chords, and lyrics about girls, geeks, anger, and angst.
This is Dee Dee Ramone's original bass guitar. My snare drum, I played I Want to Be Sedated on this. And my jeans, that as you can see, weren't wearable. They were disintegrating, you know.
Yet somehow for me, the cold, clinical display of memorabilia fails to move me, fails to adequately capture 22 years of great rock and roll. But Marky likes it fine, and that's what's important. I hope that somewhere the departed Joey, Johnny, and Dee Dee are pleased as well. Marky's moved on somewhat from road food and pizza. He's something of a gourmet, in fact, or at very least a serious eater. So I take him over to Lola, my friend Michael Simon's place, for a dizzying postmodern riff on traditional Midwestern fare.
This is just a trotter, and we have some pig ears that we confit. Then we hope Marky Ramone's not a vegetarian.
So Michael's like a really talented chef, but you'll notice he's got this maniacal laugh.
Oh, like the guy in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay.
Bourdain, don't make fun of me till you get out of the town.
Cleveland's dining scene has changed a lot over the years, thanks in large part to Michael Simon. He, like all great culinary minds, is known for his pig-centric attitude, as well as that crazy-ass laugh.
Michael, good to see you again.
Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you. How are you?
So, are you cooking for us tonight?
I want to keep your decisions to a minimum.
First up is an amuse-bouche of pickled walleye, followed by sturgeon poached in smoked butter. Both dishes are Great Lakes residents, a theme Simon bangs repeatedly throughout the evening.
Sense of humor at work, walleye, you know, this is like fish on a stick territory, you know?
The next one coming is beef cheek pierogi.
I love this dish already, in principle. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking, my friend. Jesus, you're faster than me.
I can eat 10 of these. See, I can eat 3 steaks.
Right.
I can eat a whole pizza. I can eat 50 pieces of sushi.
So you're into volume.
Yes, I am. But then again, it's a vicious cycle. You have to watch your weight. You have to fit in your clothes. You have to play, you know what I mean?
Right. Marky is what the Sicilians would call a gavone, meaning he likes to eat a lot, which can be dangerous out here where good value is king. More dishes, each a tribute to Simon's proud Ohio roots.
I call it a picnic in Cleveland. It's foie gras bratwurst with homemade turnip kraut, stadium mustard, and Great Lakes stout and cheddar soup.
Yeah, okay, that's really good. Wow. That beautiful, beautiful goose and duck liver.
I love goose pate. I can eat a whole can with the fork. I don't need the crackers.
Yeah.
You know?
This is just a little trio of pork. We got the trotter stuffed with truffle sauce and crispy belly.
Yeah.
Poached egg with crispy pig's ear.
Oh, yes. Come on, I love this dish. What's not to love about this?
Are you happy yet, Marky?
Out of way. Melt in your mouth. This is a pig ear?
Yeah.
I love him.
He's serious about it.
I could eat a whole bowl of that, you know?
I ain't eaten an entire bowl of anything at this point. His sausage of pig trotters, his crispy pork belly and pig's ears are amazing. But I'm hitting the wall.
Oh.
Right.
You were awesome. I ate like you every show. I'd be a dead man. You were unbelievable.
Gotta go on the treadmill later. That's all.
Basically, if there's no like in-room porn at the hotel, I'm not getting any exercise at all. And there isn't actually.
Marky and I have gotten a taste of what makes this city proud. But to really understand the steely resolve in every Clevelander's gaze, you need to taste the raw power of this town's industrial past. Cleveland was built on the mighty shoulders of a once massive steel industry, an empire of steel that has long since lost jobs to overseas competitors and advances in technology. Huge companies and manufacturing concerns packed up and left, or closed entirely. As they went, so went the jobs. Thus went Cleveland. Sadly, steel is not the only thing that's been leaving Cleveland. But a few of the good guys hang on. Once a bustling hub of butchers and sausage makers, few remain to keep the great and noble traditions alive. In a world of flavorless whipped lunch meat, there are still heroes.
Oh yeah, just the way we like it. Come in under the radar, low profile. Just treat me like any other customer.
I'm gonna smell like blood for days.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tony.
So they're gonna show me some old school sausage today, huh?
Well, we hope to. A lot of the recipes that you see in front of you are originally from Schweinfurt, Germany.
This shop's been here since 1938. Norm himself took over in the mid-50s and has kept making sausage and cured meat the old way, the good way, in spite of having also to accommodate the demands of a changing world. These German classics are a disappearing art form.
Now this is the broken Mettwurst. Broken Mettwurst is a summer sausage. Years ago, the old-timers used to buy it and just let it hang.
You can't do that anymore. The FDA won't let you do that.
No, the FDA won't even let you put samples out.
That's good stuff.
Take the pate when I made it, like it's popular in Belgium with the almonds in there, or the pistachio nuts. It was a big flop.
That must be heartbreaking.
You know,
I hope, I hope you convince a few people today. Let's take a look what you got. Oh, come on, that's beautiful. Look at that.
For Norm, sausage making is a craft requiring continuing study. He's traveled all over the world learning how to improve and expand his skills at a time when his clientele and popular tastes are shriveling.
I want one. I don't know what I do with it, but I want one of these.
He doesn't cheat, he doesn't cut corners, he uses remarkably natural casings, real gelatin boiled down from real meat. Here you can get a rare taste of a delicious pass.
Look at that. We could watch this all day. Yeah, come on, look at that.
we have another ham for you to try as well.
Norm and family lay out a spread of their house-cured hams, sausages cooked in cabbage, and more sausages. Pâté in the shape of Ohio, no less.
There's your dessert. And this one has a little tart for Valentine's Day.
Nothing says I love you better than, heart-shaped meat as far as I'm concerned.
And I am fed well, my friends. You have no idea how well. Eat this now, while you can, because after Norm, nothingness. Next up, there's nothing like a fine automobile to settle an old score, Cleveland style.
No reservation.
I woke up this morning to find Woolman trashing my good name in the local paper. This insult will not go unanswered.
Nice ride, Woolman. This is my turf, Bourdain. You're going down. Your turf? Last one at the end of the block has me 3 freeways at Skyline. You want or what? You don't scare me, Bourdain. You're mine, punk.
I believe our vehicles are evenly matched, but it's the driver, not the car, that wins the race.
Michael?
Yeah, what?
I need you to pick up a couple of things. Can you?
Wait.
This was a fictional dramatization of dangerous and illegal drag racing, shown for purposes of education and entertainment only. Use of cellular devices while operating a motor vehicle is illegal and can lead to fatalities. No one was hurt or killed during the filming of this segment, nor any property damage. And both automobiles depicted are in fact fine examples of automotive design and craftsmanship. No suggestions as to the relative performance or relative safety are implied. I'd help Ruhlman to the ER and all, but they're like so depressing. I'm sure he can find his way there by himself. This is his town after all. Besides, I've got unfinished business with Michael Simon. It should be pointed out forcefully that Cleveland's population is 50% African American, and I'll cop right here to having real difficulty adequately representing that.
All right, Simon, I've had enough of your fancy, fine dining food. I want some real food.
But Hot Sauce Williams is a local institution.
This is my kind of place.
A generations-old family barbecue joint, much loved, it is said, by the community.
All right, I already know what I'm having.
You know what you're having already?
Yes. A piece of chicken there, some greens, black-eyed peas, beans, sweet potato. Oh, absolutely, ribs. Got to do that. Yeah, did I miss anything really important?
Hot Sauce Williams, Polish boy.
A Polish boy? Hot dog tucked in a bun, covered with fries, slathered in barbecue sauce, and smothered in coleslaw? Why, yes.
Coleslaw on top.
And of course, a pulled pork sandwich, naturally with barbecue sauce and more coleslaw.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a plate of love.
This is going to be a multi-napkin meal. Yes, it is.
Don't even think about eating my macaroni and cheese.
I'll share the pulled pork with you.
I'm still not sharing my macaroni and cheese.
Hey guys, could we get one more macaroni and cheese since he refused to share with me?
Soul food in Cleveland. Southern foodways meet Midwestern values. And good. Real good.
There's a huge Eastern European influence, but there's a huge Southern influence too.
The cuisine is a mirage of all those influences.
Man, you speak that thing too. Be aggressive. You're too pretty to eat barbecue.
You're really gonna hit yourself. You wake up all sticky, all messy, stomach out to here.
For me, it's all about the mac and cheese, fried chicken, and the collards. The perfect meal to celebrate my drag racing victory. The next morning, I'm feeling fresh as a daisy, if a bit smoky and sticky. But Ruhlman's still a little sore and in some serious hot water with the missus. We decide to make the world right again by preparing a home-cooked Sunday dinner, thus celebrating Midwestern farm freshness and family values in one fell swoop. So we head to the West Side Market, Cleveland's giant, sprawling, indoor farmers market built in 1912.
This is nice. This is impressive.
There's good stuff here.
Now, Ruhlman, who actually does know a few things about how to eat, suggests some serious Ohio pork is required. And he happens to know a guy who knows a guy who can hook us up with the greater part of a beautiful boutique hog.
All right, so we got to figure out what we're going to make.
My friend, who's admittedly written a pretty good book on charcuterie, volunteers to show me his pâté making skills, while I decide to fall back on that hearty French cold weather classic, cassoulet. But don't be fooled by the French name, folks. The ingredients are pure Ohio.
They've got all this stuff down here.
I need some thyme, I need some garlic.
Get some carrots.
Let's get some onions.
Do you want to do a salad? Do we have salad?
Any hesitation about salad is quickly ameliorated by the planned addition of crispy pig's ears and lardons of bacon. But first, we gotta score our pig. Nothing like dragging the dead weight of meat from the back of the truck.
You gonna need the saw?
Reminds me of the good old days.
No, it's really too bad there's only one tail on a pig.
And working a sharp blade around bone and flesh, separating fat from lean, limb from limb, happier times come to mind.
Tell me you're back in the kitchen cooking.
Oh, yeah. Come to Papa.
We're gonna need some specific cuts for specific tasks. And this pork is beautiful.
Fat, really gorgeous.
It's amazing fat.
Come on, tell me this doesn't feel good. Wrapping freshly cut meat in paper. It's gonna be an amazing meal.
We got so much wonderful stuff.
All set. wrap, and roll. Next, the heartwarming finish to our efforts, and the answer to the question, can Ruhlman cook?
No reservations.
In the Norman Rockwell neighborhood Ruhlman calls home, a thick layer of white snow covers the yard. Inside, logs crackle and pop in the fireplace. A hog, recently broken down into constituent parts, awaits. Typical Americana. We've got a salad, a pâté, and a cassoulet to make. And as an authority on the subject of charcuterie, a pâté is something Ruhlman should be able to do on camera without embarrassing himself.
You probably want to use some plunger. There will be liability issues if you're encouraging people to stick their fingers in a meat grinders.
It's safety first as Ruhlman sets to work on his country pâté, mixing ground pork with egg and spices, folding in a garnish of blanched pistachios and dried cranberries. It's cooked in a water bath in the oven for about an hour.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a big split in there.
And now, friends, cassoulet. An ode to fat.
Demi-sel, bacon, beans.
I'll say it right up front. My dish is harder and more complicated.
This is either the greatest thing ever or just an outrage. I mean, just even conceptually. I mean, look at what we're doing, you know.
Everything nicely tucked in, the whole beast is sprinkled with breadcrumbs and thrown in the oven. And of course, there's the crispy pig's ear and lardon salad to get ready, and the radishes and butter to lay out on the table. Some blanched, sauteed Swiss chard, because I guess we've got to have something green. And I made a lean, unthreatening roast of pork loin, just in case the kiddies, or my crew, don't take to the cassoulet. Ruhlman, moment of truth.
Oh, man. Big picture. That's a wallet size, my friend. Perfect. The meat in the center is pink and lovely. That's really good.
Oh, look at that.
The cassoulet, and do I really need to tell you this? It was perfect. I mean, I was a damn professional once, right? And this dish was on my menu.
Beautiful. I think we're there, huh? Summon the herd and let's eat.
Timeless, old-school, country-ass French. Doesn't get any better than this.
Oh, man, come on.
The kids, however, might beg to differ.
Well, thank you for letting us in your home and terrorize your children with unrecognizable food products that they probably wouldn't eat in any other circumstance. You're handling this well, I have to say. Thank you.
Put your shirt on your shirt. This is great. This is really perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Here comes the heartwarming summer. Unavoidable, really. What do? A beautiful home, a lovely family, a great meal, in a town which, like I said, I loved all along.
You always get the last word on the show, Ruhlman.
No.
Our business is not finished. I'll be back.
Yeah, but not the Skyline chili.
Hard to summon much snark at this moment. Harvey, Toby, Ruhlman, Marky Ramone. All we need is Tiny Tim saying, "God bless us, everyone." Imagine living inside a giant pinball machine where the object is not to win, but to eat. Propelled at high speed through space, bounced unpredictably between flashing lights, through narrow passageways, a seemingly never-ending sequence of dark spaces and shiny objects. In Hong Kong, you don't take the tour bus to find good food. You don't need to know where you're going. You just press start. I'm Anthony Bourdain. I write, I travel, I eat, and I'm hungry for more.
No reservations.
this. The tour bus.
Good morning, everybody. Now we are on the Hong Kong Island. Basically, Hong Kong is divided into Hong Kong Island, Kowloon Peninsula, and the New Territories. And it was a colony to the British.
The one-time British possession of Hong Kong was always China, though the language and attitude was and remains different from the mainland.
Now people are saying our
Fast-paced, money-mad, status-conscious, food-crazy. Hong Kong is one of the most food-centric gastro destinations on the planet, where a torrent of food, a kaleidoscope of edible sensations, new and old, traditional and non, collide in a never-ending thrill ride of carefully crafted, brightly colored food options. If you're smart and you like food, you hit the ground running here, and you don't stop.
On your left-hand side, Hong Kong Polytechnic University. And, yes.
Can we pull over? I gotta go to the bathroom.
In this densely packed urban jungle, it almost doesn't matter where you go. Almost every place you look, there's something exciting to eat. Hong Kong is comprised of small islands on the coast of the South China Sea. 7 million people packed into an area 1/4 the size of New York City. That's a lot of food in a little space. A good place to cut loose and wing it. So hang on. Hong Kong at night. Kowloon Peninsula, I find myself wandering Temple Street, known for its night markets and street food. Grit and gristle. It's an instinctive move. You don't search for the great meals in life. You put yourself in a position and in places where they're maybe a little more likely to happen to you. I meet Josh Se, a Hong Kong-based food blogger.
Hungry. What do we eat here? Clay pot rice.
Clay pot rice?
It's like a Hong Kong winter specialty. Supposed to keep you warm during the winter time.
It's winter now, right?
Yeah.
I'm not cold.
You're not cold, but yeah, it's winter for Hong Kong.
Not much to complain about. It's nice.
And that's a clay pot full of rice and sausage, something of a local favorite.
What do? They just like bake this rice in a clay pot?
Yeah, in a clay pot. But people only eat during the winter. It's too hot to eat during the summer.
But they call it Four Seasons pot rice.
It's called it this way.
But they only sell it in one season.
Yeah. Like winter or autumn.
So it should be really 2 seasons pot rice.
Yeah. Let me order for you.
That's the one you ordered?
Yeah, it's a saltfish and chicken.
Right.
And this is yours, Chinese sausage, the classic.
A squirt of soy, and the lid goes back on.
The idea is I understand that you just let it permeate all the stuff inside.
Like I steam it for like 1 minute. Now it's ready to eat.
Go for it, man.
It's like comfort food. It's very easy to cook.
And even easier to eat, a warm, moist blanket of savory rice. In my opinion, you don't even need the extras.
What's this here?
Duck. Smoked duck.
The rice I really like and the duck, but just to me it's more about the rice. That's really good.
Yes, for a lot getting lost.
Getting lost is easy to do in the crowded passageways and thoroughfares of the Temple Street Market, loaded with hungry people, locals and visitors.
I want to show you one of the funkiest places to have noodles in Hong Kong.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's more like a gym house.
Down an uninviting looking alley, 3 brothers. Bodybuilders by day, restaurateurs by night. Somehow, it makes perfect sense.
This isn't like healthy for me or anything, is it?
No.
Okay. Cheers.
Boy.
It's nice and cold. Oh yes. Oh man, come on. I don't even have to taste that. I know that's good.
Beef brisket and noodles.
Oh, that's right in my zone.
Very fragrant. The stock.
Very strong. Really good. Let me get a little soft tissue.
A celebration of muscle and tendon. I'm talking about the food. This kicks ass. Man, these guys are good.
They know their muscle and they know how to cook the muscle. Yeah.
I don't like big guys in speedos, and muscle and legs don't really do it for me. But man, this food is awesome. This area, once known for its brothels and honky-tonks, has settled down somewhat. Now it's more about cheap merchandise and food, but a hardcore attitude still remains. I don't think she likes us.
This is the pork intestine,
right?
Chicken kidney and pork leaf. Yeah.
All right. What do we get? One kidney, one intestine.
Yeah. Oh, one second. Okay.
Let's see. Step over here. Entrails on a stick. Not even served with the obligatory, "Hi, I'll be your server tonight."
She's asked us to leave. She doesn't care. She just don't care.
Doesn't want to be an international sex symbol.
No.
Perhaps she's encountered squeamish tourists who haven't fully appreciated the subtleties of her culinary wares. Good shit, dude. That's where to go. Despite its rubbery texture, the gut on a stick is a smoky, sweet delight. Coming up, in a rainy alley in Hong Kong, have I finally encountered food that results in a total loss of words? This is pretty amazing. That's worth flying all the way to Hong Kong for.
Patient man. Well, look at that.
No reservation.
Hong Kong, a giant gastronomic pinball machine. Just pull the lever and let yourself go. Turning it off. Run, Lola, run. Let's go. Hong Kong is delineated by 3 distinct areas. Hong Kong Island, Kowloon Peninsula, and the Orwellian-sounding New Territories, where I find the suburb of Tai Po. Tourist, chef, food blogger, whoever you are, it doesn't take long to realize that this place has got it good. Listen, I walked in this place, I looked in a window, I know what I have to have. I want goose, suckling pig. The smell in here is I'm almost passing out from how good it smells. And I'm looking over your shoulder at what they're doing with that meat. Oh man, is that hot? Oh yeah. Wander into Yonglok restaurant and you might never leave. I've been to Hong Kong before, and for me, it's first and foremost about the wonderful ways they roast meat and birds here. Nowhere else I know is the art practiced with such finesse.
This is the leg of the goose.
Right.
Goose. Supposedly the best part of the goose. And this is rice noodle, the classic combination. The dinner with the spoon sauce.
Oh, crispy skin and that fat, it's the fat underneath.
Makes it special. It's a nightmare for anyone on diet, but it tastes like heaven.
Look at that color, it's so beautiful.
Does it taste good?
No, it tastes incredible. It's one of the glories of Hong Kong, the specialist. One chef, one dish, maybe 2. A man with a cleaver who spent his whole life roasting and slicing. For me, this is what it's all about. Little baby piggy. That is just a wonderland of pork. Sauce with this?
Sauce, yes, with sauce.
Oh my God, come on. Now, I'll tell you where I disagree with the traditional Chinese approach on this dish. For me, you don't need the salt. You don't need the noodles. You don't need rice. You don't need anything. For me, it's all about that incredible interplay between this amazing crispy skin, the pork, the fat. I ask you, what is better than that? Straight, unadulterated goose.
Oh,
look at this. Glistening, lovely. I gotta tell you, I came in here thinking it's all about the suckling pig. It's all about the goose. That's a symphony of skin, this wonderful swirl through of sweet, savory fat, light dark meat. My head wants to explode. It floods your head. Leaving my little piggy ignored, this is so good. That's worth flying all the way to Hong Kong for. Civil infrastructure, the rule of law, and a readily available excellent meal. This is a city whose citizens require good food. The goose might have been it for me, but Josh insists on a bowl of noodles at a food court down the street. Popular place, huh?
Yeah, very popular, very famous.
I mean, in America, a food court is a bad thing.
Oh, really?
A food court is all bad chains. And look at the choices you have here. Every single one of them an individual owner or operator, artisanal producer of something really tasty. In an effort to bring vendors in off the streets, the Hong Kong government installed market buildings in most districts, and almost all contain food courts. But if you're really lucky, you find something even for here, rare and beautiful.
And the noodles in here is maybe the best in Hong Kong because it's 100% handmade.
So this is the famous bamboo noodles, shrimp eggs sprinkled on top.
Yeah, top it up with some lard.
Rendered pork fat, that's nice.
And then we toast it up.
And then broth?
Broth for you to drink.
Oh man, that's really got a lot of flavor. Oh, that's great. Good flavored noodles, good texture, very good. So what do you look for in the perfect noodle? Question with an answer in the early morning hours. As the streets of Tai Po come to life, one man is already hard at work, practicing a dying art.
So you were saying that 8 years from now, 10 years from now, no one in Hong Kong will remember how to do this?
Yeah. He has been doing this since 1945. He learned this from his fathers.
This is nearly all that remains of a once powerful tradition. One old man's tiny flower-covered workshop in a cramped apartment on the top floor of an unremarkable building.
And right now, there's less than 3 from doing in this traditional style. After he retired, no one to continue the business.
Under faded photographs of his mother and father from whom he learned his craft, he makes noodles as he was taught to do many years ago.
2 types of flour?
Yeah.
Duck eggs?
And sodium water to add some bite to the noodle, and then you can use the bamboo.
It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. A bamboo pole, an ancient workbench. It's disfiguring, making noodles this way, where the bamboo meets flesh. And young men don't want to do that for themselves, he explains. But to do otherwise is unthinkable, he says.
Really interested that he's not mixing, that he's just pushing and pushing.
Maybe that's why the density of the noodles comes from, the chewiness in your mouth.
I know there's all sorts of technological terms for what's going on here, like developing of glutenous. What kind of flour? Yeah. Eggs, water. But by the way he's handling this, that's all the difference in the world. 2,000 years of trial and error, you get it. Beautiful. Like waves falling over a rock. Or hair.
The great master doing his thing that he does.
That's beautiful the way it spills over, he shapes it. If he bought his noodles from the factory, half the price, a lot less work.
Yeah, because he believed the taste and the texture is much better.
Taste, texture, and dedication to a centuries-old craft. It commands respect. Believe me, results in the perfect noodle. Alone in his room, he continues to make noodles as he was taught to do many years ago. Fewer and fewer people have even tried handmade noodles. When the pole's put away and the flour gone, few will ever know what they're missing.
The best disinfectant. Slam some into your skull.
Coming up, imagine Central Park as a gambler's paradise.
I got a lot riding on this. All right, next race is mine.
Screw 12-step. Here, a down-on-his-luck gambler can get 12 courses.
Why is it always the Chinese who think of these wonderful things?
No reservation.
All right, next race is mine.
Global players, tourists, playboys, and the usual degenerate gamblers, among whom the Chinese are well represented. Happy Valley Racetrack on Hong Kong Island. You live up in the cement-encased hills surrounding this place, you can look right down and watch the ponies. Per capita, more money is bet on horses here than anywhere else in the world. Jockeys are as big as NBA stars in the States. Well, you know what I mean.
Anyway, I got a lot riding on this. By the way, I've already worked through my per diem on video porn at the hotel. Five to win. Five to win.
Nothing clarifies the mind like beer and failure, except perhaps hunger. I meet Frank, a fellow chef.
We're all adrenaline junkies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we like that immediate gratification.
Yeah, people take this very seriously. Yeah. Taxi drivers, they be studying this all day, and then they call it in when they're driving.
I haven't even looked at my horse. What's his name anyway? Should he be limping? Jockey looks drunk. I don't. Has not been a successful venture so far. Spicy hot at 19 to 1. Yes. I think that's an extremely good idea. Last place. That was disgusting. Let's do something we're good at.
Let's get some serious street food here.
I'm thinking horse.
All right, barbecued or smoked?
Still bleeding.
Around the corner in the North Point neighborhood, immediate gratification of another kind. Perfect relief for the dopamine crash of the losing gambler.
So, Dai Pai Dong, this thing started out in the street.
Yeah, basically it's just street food.
Dai Pai Dong, large rows of traditionally open-air food stalls moved indoors and upstairs, in this case above a wet market. A hub of multiple businesses sharing tables in a large, overlit, boisterous room.
But this place, I mean, you really got to know about this place to come here.
Yeah.
Tung Po's Seafood Restaurant.
Oh my God, it's huge. Outside, it looks like nothing's going on. It's like an empty warehouse. You come up here, there's like 1,000 people in here all eating good stuff.
Yeah, and the whole texture about this, you know, just noisy. Everybody's wearing these Wellington boots.
Yeah.
And the knee socks.
At least they're wearing shirts.
It's a real adrenaline rush.
I know I'm gonna love this already.
Really? You like?
Oh, I love it. And I heard good stuff about you, my man. Thank you very much.
Most agree that Chef Bobby is the best of the bunch.
You worked in hotels for a while.
I work in a hotel.
So what happened, man?
I've been a lot of places in the hotel. This is my own restaurant, okay? I think open a restaurant will make me easier.
Easier? This guy's running a hell of a lot faster than my horse.
Like your style, right?
Right, no bullshit.
Yeah, exactly, man. I tell one thing, European way is that they love it everything slow and high and enjoy.
You see people like this.
Hong Kong people, we know Hong Kong, right? Everybody will run it up. You know, everybody will run it up.
Africans, there's no white linens. It's just between your finger and your mouth, and that's it. This is mantis pond.
Mantis pond.
Mantis pond.
Also known as the pissing shrimp.
Pissing shrimp.
You gonna pull the shell off?
Yeah, just use your hands. Pull the shell off.
Yeah.
It's good, huh?
Oh, that was amazing.
This is the fish head with the noodles underneath.
It's like the head and the fins, right? Only the good stuff. And that's squid balls with noodles and squidding.
Here, food fast is not the same as fast food.
Hey, man, this is good.
Yeah, really? You like it?
Yeah. So you're busy like this every day?
Yeah, very much today. What's working out tonight?
I lost everything at the racetrack today. Yeah, but I'm feeling better now.
Who wouldn't when you can afford this on a loser's budget?
Man, you're making good food here. Hey, sorry. You do what you gotta do, man. Yep. I feel your pain. What about the other guys who have restaurants here? Are they pissed off? This guy's hot. Everybody's talking about him.
You know, the standards just keep on getting better.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Pig knuckles.
Pig knuckles. How do you eat them?
You just pick this up, dip in the sauce, and eat it. Crispy on the outside, tender on the inside.
So amazing.
And this has tripe and intestines.
Right? Intestines and clam.
And clam.
Oh, man. So simple and yet so good. Everything is essential. Why? Why is it always the Chinese who think of these wonderful things?
Original taste.
It's all about this. You know, nobody can make a sauce better than what's in there.
The Chinese chefs like Bobby, food's basic flavor is not meant to be coaxed out of the background, but rather something fundamental to be jammed right into your face.
I mean, this is such an amazing food culture. I mean, look at all these people. They're all eating well. So happy here. I live for this.
Coming up, my theories of travel get me into a bit of trouble. And it involves a fairly tough bunch of professionals.
No reservations.
The streets of Yunlong, a market town, new territories. Sometimes I get a strange feeling of nostalgia here. I grew up watching movies filmed in these Hong Kong streets and alleyways, movies that played in the grindhouses of 42nd Street. From Flying Warriors to triad gangster operas, I continue to be an avid fan of new Asian cinema.
How's that taste, numbnuts?
Good morning, everybody. Look at Hong Kong is divided into Hong Kong Island.
Don't take the tour bus. What the hell was that? Well, what that was the opportunity for me to indulge in a long-cherished fantasy.
Script? Tony, we don't have one.
I guess we'll fix it in post.
Now, some of you might be asking yourselves, how did he do that? Or, more likely, what was the point?
How can you do some, ground stuff? But as far as acrobatic, I'd love to do a run up the hole and a flip. And then a down.
Yeah.
Aside from cuisine, Hong Kong is known as one of the most frantically innovative and prodigious film centers in the world. For many years, it was the world's second largest exporter of movies. Probably the most famous of Hong Kong's innovators is Jackie Chan. So when I got the opportunity to work with his stunt team, you might say I jumped at the chance.
Like this, wire to hold this harness, like this.
I have faith in technology.
One of Hong Kong's most recognizable additions to popular film is known as wire fu in the West. Maybe you've seen it in such films as, like, all of them these days.
Hey, Keanu, how you doing?
Wires, pulleys, and harnesses are used to create gravity-defying feats of combat. The wires are then digitally removed in the editing room. Can we afford to do that?
Run up the column, flip over backwards, and land on my feet.
Working with this team of experts, Jackie does all his bone-crunching stunts himself. But Tony, you say, you're a creaky, uncoordinated, out-of-shape physical specimen with a torn rotator cuff and the lung capacity of one of Mickey Rourke's chihuahuas. Oh yeah? Not in Hong Kong, punk. Now, I could give you the don't try this at home speech, but if you can work with these guys, go right ahead. You are hooked up. I would have hung around all day, but my clearly socialist crew insisted we break for lunch.
They go all the way down, man. There's all sorts of good stuff in there. It's called pun choi?
Pun choi, yes. On the top is chicken, right? Prawns, mushroom, fish ball, pork, and vegetables underneath.
Nice.
Pun choi is since Song Dynasty.
So this is an old dish.
It's about 1,000 years ago, when the king escaped to Hong Kong. Village people in Hong Kong, some person have chicken, somebody have mushroom, somebody have fish, so all join together to serve the king. Right. So this is long history.
So how long have you been doing this?
21 years.
Is it difficult to fly people through the air like that?
It's not that difficult. The difficult is the timing. Right. If the timing no good, okay, NG.
Right.
NG, as in no good, as in let me demonstrate.
Jackie Chan, he gets hurt a lot. I mean,
all the stuntmen or even Jackie, with the body, no one part is perfect.
So what have you hurt in your career?
Me?
Yeah.
Broken ribs, my back, broken bones, 6 pieces.
Oh man, the vertebrae?
Yeah. He cut by glass, quite serious. Broken bones.
Really? I hope I was easy.
1, 2, 3, action!
I just want to thank you guys for all your hard work. It was great, and it was a lot of fun.
After the break, 160-mile-per-hour winds, crashing waves, and hot oil.
A bit risky in a rocking boat, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. After the break, I sample a scorching hot crustacean with a stormy history.
You didn't burn down this fine vessel, which I am proud of.
A typhoon sustaining 160-mile-an-hour winds smashed across Hong Kong yesterday, but with the worst storm in a quarter
winds and torrential rain send floodwaters swirling far inland.
Hong Kong's climate makes it dangerously prone to tropical cyclones, and today was no different.
Ships are helpless before the typhoon's fury. The sea has won this battle with man. Damage climbs into the tens of millions of dollars.
The winds finally abated. Scores of freight vessels were still packed in Hong Kong's typhoon shelter.
I find myself on a boat, anchored in Hong Kong Island's Victoria Harbor.
Typhoon Shelter Crab. Why is it called Typhoon Shelter Crab?
Because this is a typhoon shelter. Mostly at night, boats will come in here for safe haven, especially in times of large winds and large waves, and the boats will be tied together. That's how people live.
Ray said that thinning a herd is good for the planet.
So what they used to do was that they have basically mother boats.
Right.
The mother boat sits in the middle of the harbor like this, and smaller boats come up to the mother boat, and then they do the ordering, and they can just go anywhere in the harbor and eat it.
Any port in a storm, goes the saying. A delicious port in a storm in this case. Causeway Bay Typhoon Shelter. Heaps of toasting garlic, sizzling crab. A cloud of eye-watering chili pepper smoke. Typhoon Shelter crab is another tradition that's moved largely indoors. But it started here, where boats would tie up in bad weather. And it's good. Very good.
This needs a fairly high heat to do this. Lots of oil.
Really juicing, I think.
Yeah.
A bit risky in a rocking boat, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He's done this before, I got it.
20 years of it, yeah.
These days, our chef usually makes this sizzling comfort food at Under the Bridge Chili Crab, a restaurant on dry land. Fortunately, he hasn't lost his sea legs.
It's garlic. Lots of it.
It's about like 60 cloves of garlic.
And then the shallots, chili, and scallion. Very hot. That chili is really pungent.
Pungent? My eyes feel like they're gonna melt out of their sockets. Our entire crew starts gasping for breath. Even the chef is watering up, but it's all gonna be worth it.
We didn't burn down this fine vessel, which I'm very proud of. There's just no neat way to eat this, right? You just got to tear it.
No, just like eating crab in Maryland.
By any means necessary.
Spicy.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Toasted garlic's addictive. It's like candy.
Eating this kind of stuff, it really takes your time and slow your life down.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of meat to be winnowed out. On one hand, it's very typically Hong Kong. On the other, it's not Hong Kong at all. I mean, because you're not about slowing down here.
No. But the most popular way to eat this food is actually late at night. When you are off work. Wow, so you can sit for a longer time. It's very popular for locals to go eat this at 11, 12 o'clock at night. Everyone's living conditions, you can see, is tiny. Some families, 8 people live in a 400 square foot. So people don't really cook.
I hear this a lot, that people in Hong Kong eat out in restaurants more than just about anyone on earth.
The entire range of Chinese cuisines, one city, 7 million people, third largest population density in the world, eating out more than anyone on earth. Imagine if you could see every angle of Hong Kong's culinary landscape at once. Every dish at every restaurant at every hour. A giant petri dish where infinite evolution and variation is possible. Where revolution is inevitable. It's late, but in Hong Kong Island's central business district, lots of people are just getting off work and looking for a place to eat. Though this upscale neighborhood is already trend crazy, many diners wandering into Beau Innovation are still in for a shock. Artists with new ideas are often branded as crazy or outright dangerous. Chef Alvin Lung is a bit of both. This self-schooled cook with the tattooed moniker Demon Chef is causing some controversy. I decide to drop in and find out why. We've seen this before, or have we? A clash between foreign culinary sensation and a strong sense of deja vu.
This is lat mei fan, which is preserved meat rice. But this is obviously, doesn't look anything like preserved meat and rice. So what I did was I took preserved Chinese meat, liver sausage, made into an ice cream, and you have a bit of Rice Krispie on the side. It's a deconstruction. I'll shock you at the beginning and hopefully feed you at the end. If you leave earlier, that's tough.
That made a lot of sense. I've never had anything like it before, but I feel like I've had it before, kind of a thing. I like that.
He doesn't look like the average Chinese chef, probably because he isn't one. Chef Alvin Lung is turning the classics on their heads, trying with traditional Chinese and Asian food what Ferran Adria is doing with Spanish and European.
What Alvin does really well here is deconstruct those traditional Chinese things and then bring them back in a completely different form.
I'm trying to put it into a different perspective.
More easily said than done in a culture with 2,000 years of revered culinary tradition.
Salty, sweet, sour,
Taste,
hot, cold,
temperature,
warm,
texture,
sour,
appearance. These are considered unchangeable elements when talking about a traditional dish. Alvin takes these long-held assumptions and tears them apart, reconstructs and deconstructs. The result, more often than not, delicious, if not controversial.
Okay, that's extremely hot looking.
Toro sushi, essence of abalone, crispy dried tomatoes with air-dry foie gras, which I make myself.
How do you do that?
Air dry it in the oven for about 10 days. It removes all the fat, so all you're left with very strong, intense foie gras flavors. And the fat from the toro will reconstitute it and give you a different sensation.
Well, I'm loving this.
Pornographic. That's really obscene.
Every course is kicking it up.
This is a lobster with Sichuan sauce. It's made with Sichuan pepper. Bouillon base. And what we call hagao pasta.
The hargao skin that's over the top of it is the same thing that goes around the shrimp dumplings you get at dim sum.
Right.
That's hargao.
Is this another defiling of a classic?
Yeah, it's a great way.
Hey, I gotta say, that's really good.
No, don't eat it. No, not yet. Come on. You're not eating raw beef, okay? Because it's a hot pot.
Ah,
okay.
I see.
The broth is coming.
This is Adeline's dish. She's in charge of the kitchen tonight. All I do is drink and smoke. Wagyu beef, ribeye, and the stock is made with dry shrimps, scallop, and the beef.
This usually humble communal dish is miniaturized and then dressed up with the coveted Wagyu beef, also known as Kobe.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Fatty, flavorful. This is not a wussified dish at all. It's perfect. Unctuous. I get to use the word unctuous. Chef.
Yeah.
Incredible meal.
Thank you very much.
You have an incredible crew. You're doing amazing work here.
Maybe it takes a dark eminence like Alvin to break new ground, to make a mark in a city where great food is a birthright and almost taken for granted. Coming up, I can handle wire food, but can I brave the perils of the tea house? No wires, no stuntmen, and no choreography.
What is it over there?
Fighting for food. This is perfectly normal to get hurt, to get your food.
Everybody's ready to lunch. I'm coming with a helmet next time.
No reservation.
As my mad dash to eat up Hong Kong comes to a close, I meet with new friends for one last meal in the neighborhood of Shengwan on Hong Kong Island. Lin Hung Tea House, old school. Tea houses were the original rest stops which sprang up along China's ancient Silk Road.
Not quiet with the crockery here. Clink.
For today's resident of Hong Kong, these sounds and smells signify the start of the day rather than the end. A good start, no doubt, but not exactly pastoral.
What is it over there?
Fighting for food. But this is perfectly normal, very normal here to get hurt, to get your food. It's very normal.
Everybody's ready to lunch. I'm coming with a helmet next time. The groin protector is rough.
What's got everyone shoving, jabbing, and elbowing? Dim sum, any of a multitude of small morsels which one orders a la carte.
The dim sum ladies will pull the dim sum carts, walk over the whole tea house, and then you ask for a salt. I want what? I want that and this. And then you give the dim sum form to the ladies to put a stamp on.
And that's how they tabulate your bill.
It's like Cantonese style brunch.
It's like brunch without the mimosas or the Bloody Marys.
Along with Josh, I dine with China Matt, one of my fellow diners from Bow Innovation and an old friend. And of course, Denny, the evil tour bus guide turned brutal adversary, and in reality, a dim sum enthusiast.
When the first dim sum comes out, everybody just starts rushing.
Yeah, like you're done with the waiting, you still can't find the one you want, so you just go around the tea house, or you can just go straight into the kitchen, you know? Wait here, I'm gonna get something. I'll be back.
Good luck out there, Josh.
Okay.
It was nice knowing that guy.
Ooh, haga. That's what I want, haga.
Steamed shrimp dumplings with wheat starch skin.
That's what I want. Haga, yeah. Who's your daddy?
Well done.
Chicken feet, simmered with soy sauce.
I love these. This is old school dim sum. This is like dinosaur era, right?
Places like hasn't changed in 50, 60 years.
Try this one. Pork liver dumpling.
Well, that's good. So what's that?
Beef tripe. And this one is the pork rib. Every portion is so small, so like you can taste a lot of things.
Outside of China, dim sum are often offered as appetizers, but in reality, they're intended to be the focus of the meal.
Radish cake with ham, Chinese ham. Beef dumpling. Have a bite.
The dumpling.
There's perhaps no better way to end this Hong Kong odyssey. Under the impatient gaze of diners eyeing our table, made immobile in our chairs by basket after basket of delicious morsels, the bounty of Hong Kong comes to us. China Matt says it best.
So you're saying this is a perfect metaphor for the Hong Kong experience?
I think the hectic pace in here represents Hong Kong as a whole. Fast pace, small spaces, you got to be a little aggressive to get what you want.
Food crazy.
Food crazy.
A lot of variety. We can stretch this metaphor pretty far. Well, you know, I think we've learned something here today.
What is it exactly? I'm not sure. But it can't be summed up by tour guides' platitudes. It's a kind of wisdom that comes from jumping off the cliff, bouncing around at the whim of destiny, and coming out the other side. Only you will know what you've learned, but I guarantee you'll want more.
Okay.
Get Polina's Matryoshka dolls and give me a bunch of smaller boxes. I've gone from fuck
That
this
dream
shit
again,
to cautious
or is it a nightmare? It starts with a phone call. A drink waits for you, a last whiskey at the end of the world. Then I'm flying over a harsh but beautiful dreamscape. There are other dreamers. Edible sculptures, prairies, and cowboys. Vast fields of charred meat smoking on metal crosses. I fly through cities and towns and ultimately to a cold, cold place. Drink me, the whiskey says. And like Alice down the rabbit hole, I find myself in Argentina. I'm Anthony Bourdain. I write, I travel, I eat, and I'm hungry for more.
No reservations.
Argentina, at the southernmost point of South America, almost to Antarctica, the virtual end of the American landmass.
End of the world, Ma.
According to brainiacs who know, mankind was born about 2 million years ago in Africa. Humanity soon scrambled in every direction. Across Africa, through Europe and Asia, across a handy land bridge to Alaska, down through North America, Central America, and South America to Patagonia, where in 10,000 BC, they ran out of places to go. Literally, it's the end of the world. There's something unsettling about staring into this beautiful wall of ice. Its ageless, unearthly blue radiates back silently. Jagged, slowly advancing towers endlessly cycling through destruction and rebirth. Just as this wall waited for our ancestors, it waits for me. But my journey begins in quite a different place. 1,200 miles to the north, Buenos Aires, the Paris of the South, as porteños, which is what locals call themselves, will proudly tell you. And it looks like it's an international stew pot.
I mean, Buenos Aires is famous for being the most European of South American cities. Looks like Barcelona, with a little bit of Paris, with a little bit of Rome, but with palm trees.
All you need to know about Buenos Aires is that here, the Ramones are still as big as the Rolling Stones ever were, and that not too long ago, porteños and their countrymen emerged from a period of abominable repression, the Dirty War. It was a time when being smart or funny was dangerous to one's health, and 30,000 people simply disappeared. Now porteños are taking stock of what they've lost and exuberantly seeking a return to the good things of life. Like the tango, for instance, the classic, sophisticated dance which originated here. I shrewdly dispatched Todd to record it for us. While I, of course, am elsewhere, across town in fact. Going for some local street food with members of the Argentine band Los Perritos.
Choripan!
No, it's not their latest album title, though it could be their next. In the meantime, choripan is a sandwich of chorizo.
This is a classical street food.
Good at 3 a.m. after you kick the groupies out of bed. Or perhaps a morcepan, a sandwich of blood sausage.
This is motherfucking chili.
Is the translation?
Yeah, motherfucking chili. We had also the chimichurri sauce. It's a classical dressing.
Well, it's good. Any food that red grease comes out of is good.
But enough about sandwiches. We leave for Band HQ. Reggae, ska, rock. For 20 years, these guys have been playing it all. And they're big, really big, huge. But even more impressive than their record sales is their lifestyle. Yeah, they can party, but man, they know how to eat.
This is the band, Los Pericos.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
This is our studio.
Nice. Good setup.
Where we live, we play, we compose, produce, and eat.
Well, I understand there's some good cooks in the band.
Yeah.
Out on the patio, members of the band have laid out a picado, a selection of meat and cheeses.
I feel like I'm in the Monkees. You know, they all had like, you know, a central house where they hung out, they cooked. I always thought that like that was bullshit.
Running, rock and run.
Right.
This is mortadela.
Oh, that's horse mortadella. Beautiful.
Matambre, matambre, matambre.
Matambre is flank steak rolled around eggs, vegetables, and spices.
No, this is good.
Like so many things in Argentina,
Special.
piccata has its origins elsewhere. In this case, the Italian custom of antipasta.
90% of the Argentine people are immigrants. We are all sons from Italian families or Spanish. Right.
You guys are serious. I think rock and roll band's supposed to like live on pizza. What do you got going here? This is just a very sophisticated. Yeah, you make your own pizza in this, right?
The faina.
Faina. So this is like a chickpea cake. Here's my.
Yes.
So it's like a pizza sandwich.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't get it. Okay, I really like this, and I really like the pizza. Together? Why?
I don't know why.
I think a drunk person invented this.
Next on the menu, I get a private concert. Up yours, Ticketmaster. We spend the rest of the afternoon getting looped and trading stories of the road.
We pay a lot of attention to the bathrooms, but the toilet is incredibly important.
For us, it's also the bidet, you know, the sidecar of the...
I like the bidet. You know, you put ice in there and some beer. It's good. Is that wrong?
Made a soup, maybe.
No.
Sin reservas, Tony.
Personally, I think it's time to go trash my hotel room and pass out. Hey, I wonder if I throw my TV set hard enough, it'll make the pool.
Gentlemen, this was an amazing afternoon. Thank you for making Buenos Aires rock and roll.
Coming up,
Is this a dangerous place to be?
I visit a section of Buenos Aires all the guidebooks warn travelers to avoid.
I mean, if Paris Hilton came here at night wearing a lot of jewelry, I'd bother, okay?
Once again, a severed pig's head leads to enlightenment.
No reservations.
With perhaps only cold silence waiting for me at the far end of Argentina, I relish my time remaining in Buenos Aires with people very much alive. It's a city brimming with culture and cuisine. Speaking of which, is the creation of food ever an art? Very rarely in my experience. But what of the work of Argentine artist Marta Minujan?
Why did I do it here? Because I don't want to do mistake. Let's see which color I have. You like cooking, really. You believe that time exists? It's called time then. Good time. Yeah, you do like this. On a stop you should put a watch. Any place. It's to bring you luck.
You need a little luck and a lot of energy to keep up with it.
Creation is always today, now.
Hyperactive, frenetically engaged, and extremely prolific, Marta has an entire life of performances, installations, sculptures, and events. Many of them survive only as photographs. There were impermanence and even destruction integral to the work.
It was about that because I saw 500 chickens from a helicopter in the football stadium. Here I burned all my art in Paris. I burned it.
But Marta works in one medium of particular interest to me.
This is the Statue of Liberty with strawberries. This is the Berlin Wall with sausages. This is Venice of Island. I made it with cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Swiss cheese.
You like to make art with food.
What I want to do is to demystify the universal myth. So the universal myth is the obelisk, the James Joyce Tower, the Statue of Liberty.
Marta likes to bring all of that, the icons, the monuments, the institutions, down to earth, literally devoured and turned after a period of time to, how shall I put this delicately?
You see the Panettone obelisk?
The obelisk of Buenos Aires is one of Argentina's most well-known visual icons. Panettone is a traditional Italian Christmas cake.
Too much because of 30,000.
30,000.
Panettone.
That's 30,000 panettone enjoyed and digested by an appreciative public. The same day the work was completed, the people ate it into non-existence.
In all of these cases, this is art you can use.
You must eat. If you eat, you demystify. I always work like this.
You're demystifying classic myths, classic elements.
I could demystify you.
Oh no, I think it would hurt.
In another performance piece, Marta demystified Argentina's economic problem.
This guy up here, of course, Andy Warhol.
I paid to him the Argentinian external debt with corn. I was a queen in Argentina. He was a king in New York, so I paid to him, and he accepted. On South America come the corn, Latin American gold. So Americans eat popcorn, eat corn. So the debt is already paid.
Everything now neatly explained, I asked Marta what's special to her about Argentina.
I am made in Argentina.
Made in Argentina, you're staying here.
Yeah. I love the people in the streets. I am happy.
What is on the tables of the people in the street? As with anywhere else, that depends on your address. On many streets, the answer is, hopefully, enough. On the outskirts of Buenos Aires are the villas, from the term Villa Miseria, or Miseryville. That's the name given by outsiders looking in at these very poor communities, seen by the better off as dangerous no-go areas, better ignored. But my journalist friend Martine says this attitude ignores the real life and character, the joys and struggles of a significant number of porteños.
This is number 20?
20, because you have 30 visas in Buenos Aires.
I mean, someone was telling me that these are essentially independent countries.
Yes, it's like a country inside a country, the region. You know?
In what way? They have their own political leadership?
It's like a president.
He's elected.
It's elected.
Not just the boss.
Not the boss. Not like mafia. It's like a democratic
democratically elected.
Yeah.
Why aren't they integrated with the rest of the? Does the government just wash their head? They don't want to know.
Yes, that's
They don't want to know.
right. That's right.
So if they don't have their own representation, nobody's going to look after them.
Yeah. You like to walk in market, no? In the world, it's
I
like
do, yeah. It's the first place to go.
Yes, like me, like
Yeah.
me. You can see what people eat, what people drink.
All of their hopes and dreams. And I see here a universal sign everywhere in the world of third world optimism. You know the bars?
Yeah.
That come up on the roof. I have hope.
Yeah.
You know, it's not finished with 2 floors. We don't cut it. We leave it up because maybe we get some more money, we put another floor.
Another sign of optimism? The meat truck. Cuts of meat for every budget.
Hola, la cabeza de chancho.
Meat comes straight off the truck and usually goes to independent neighborhood butchers.
Gracias.
Snout to tail, meat here goes quickly to the table, as refrigeration is rare.
I like this neighborhood.
Yes.
I mean, is this a dangerous place to be? Is there a lot of crime here?
No.
I mean, if Paris Hilton came here at night wearing a lot of jewelry, I'd fucking rob her, okay? So.
Yes. And I support the robbery to
Yes,
Paris Hilton.
me too.
Welcome to Ramon's. Casual attire suggested. Ramon's got his own barbecue pit, a fire, and some pots. Neighbors tend to gather when the cook is in.
Hello, hola.
So, what's going on over here? What are we having for lunch?
Some locro here.
Locro?
Locro.
Oh, like a stew.
Yeah. Poroto beans, potatoes, pumpkin.
And pig parts. Lots of them.
Anytime you throw a lot of pig parts into a pot and cook it with beans, it's good.
There are rules to dining here, as anywhere. Rule number 1, proper compensation is appreciated.
Brought your present.
Oh, por favor. Qué bueno eso, ¿eh?
Rule number 2, vegetarians not welcome.
Oh,
Man, come on, does that look good or what? Oh, you got sausages in there too?
Chorizo. The chancho.
Chancho.
The tail of pig.
Ah, that's this. This is one of the greatest pieces of meat. It's a perfect mix of fat, lean, it's sticky.
My God. Is it, oh my God, pig part.
Rule number 3, non-locals advised to exercise caution when rooting for a soccer team.
Beer.
Gracias. Boca, vamos Boca.
No, vamos River.
Well, no, he's a river.
Vamos River. Vamos River.
Skipping quickly to rule number 4, leave room for dessert. In this case, pig's head.
Come on. Oh, look at that, man. Here.
Great.
I'm a very happy man right now.
Of course, nothing is wasted. Cheek, tongue, brains, and hoof.
Oh, yeah.
And as expected, it's delicious. Everybody on the block knows it. The kids know it, and now I know it.
Oh, come on. This is one of the world's great dishes.
In Argentina, when you eat very good food, always applause.
I meant liquidated.
For MasterCard. Taxi to Visa 20, price $19.
Carrying rapidly rotting pig's head through the midday sun for price $30. This meal, priceless.
Mother
Priceless.
nice people.
It's a neighborhood.
A real neighborhood. I love it. It's my country too, you know. And I'm proud of my country.
After the break,
The name of the place is El Bolsón.
That means the smashed cameraman, doesn't it?
one of my favorite things to do.
Afraid of flying.
Torture the producer.
No reservation.
Just as a big city can feel stifling to those from the country, wide open spaces can make me eerily uncomfortable. And so it's with no small amount of trepidation that I leave Buenos Aires and head for Argentina's Lake Country region. Good Lord, am I not in Argentina?
Swiss architecture, chocolate, ornate beer stein, lederhosen. You know, Pippi Longstocking is going to come running out that door at any minute and break into Edelweiss. Good Lord, the music in hell is yodeling. Oh man, even a St. Bernard with a little cask of brandy. Hey, give me some of that booze.
I'm here in this Swiss settlement turned fiend town to meet my friend Carola. Why are the Swiss here? It started out when Argentina's government wiped out the native people.
Shortly after that followed on the Swiss and the Germans, all kind of carving out a little bit of home out in the middle of nowhere.
Tony!
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I have mixed emotions about the Swiss thing, you know. I'm frightened of the Swiss.
Yeah, this place actually, well, you know, it's Bariloche, but it comes from Buriloche, which was the people from the mountains.
But they killed all the local people, didn't they?
They wiped them out.
But I mean, as far as a national identity, I'm really confused. Everybody seems to identify themselves still very much with the country they came from. I mean, is there an Argentinian national identity?
I would say there is, but then it's a mixture of many cultures coming from all over.
Patagonia, it's been described to me almost as a country unto itself. In a lot of ways, I mean, it's the last refuge for the independent spirit.
Why? Empty space, lots of it. And what better way to assert your individuality than to hurl yourself into the great beyond?
Big world out there. You feel really small up there. It's a good feeling to feel small.
For so goes the thinking among paragliders, surfers of the sky. Strapping on a nylon canopy, they run off mountains and hang 10 on waves of air, strong thermal updrafts. And yes, I'll be joining them. Dude!
Those 2 to 3 seconds when your feet leave the ground has to be one of the greatest feelings that flying provides. There's nothing better than disconnecting from the ground.
I think producer Tracy would disagree.
I'm afraid of flying.
Nice guy that I am, I thoroughly intend to amplify her every fear of death, disfigurement, and dismemberment.
Hi, Martin.
With countless flights under his belt, Martin is the local big kahuna.
¿Cómo se llama esta montaña?
Piltriquitron.
Let's see if you can say Piltriquitron.
Piltriquitron. What's that? Between the clouds or something.
Yeah, the mountain between the clouds. And the name of the place is El Bolson.
That means the smashed camera now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are you going first, Grace? We'll be extracting that from your rib cage. It's a painful surgical procedure, by the way, but I have my scout knife.
When Martin gives the okay for proper conditions, pilots start leaping off the mountain like lemmings.
Tony, are you ready to do it? Because I'm not. I said I was, but I'm not.
I just don't get that worked up by nature sports, dangerous or otherwise.
Tony, you owe me one.
With Carola off the mountain, Tracy is next. But not before strapping me into the humiliating helmet cam. No matter, revenge is mine.
I'm seriously shitting my pants right now.
You see how thin those chute lines are, by the way? Have you noticed? Your entire life is dependent on every one of those little strings. Just one of those strings goes out.
Oh my God.
It's really amazing, isn't it, Tracy, how something as thin as tissue paper can support your entire body weight?
This is a little bit of a leap of faith.
Faith. With your hands of a higher power now. That's going to be great, Tracy. You'll treasure this moment when you look back on it.
If I do get to look back on it.
Our little squeal was fairly manly.
And then it's my turn. Cue the Pink Floyd. Okay, I'm flying. I get it now. It's exhilarating. Up here, you really do feel small. But at the same time, you feel like you're cheating death. All you can hear is the wind and Tracy's high-pitched squeal. And of course, the variable altimeter, which the pilot uses to judge the wind currents. Its constant beeping, a lifeline reminding you that the wing could collapse at any moment if the pilot makes a mistake. You really are cheating death.
Tony?
Yeah.
Landing, you run, okay?
Okay.
Stand up and run.
Got it. Ready. All right. Oh, man. Cool.
Wow.
With everyone safely back on Earth, it's time for disco. no, that's carne al disco. Meat on a disc. Besides, the soundtrack for this group is like a totally different vibe, man.
Awesome last night. They played for 8 hours.
Martin owns and maintains a shelter, a sort of commune for paragliders, where they all flock to become one with the sky and grab some eats.
El lugar, el refugio, se iba a llamar Los Amigos del Mundo.
The shelter was going to be called Los Amigos del Mundo, the friends of the world.
Like all sons and daughters of the soil, they like to cook outside. In this case, on a hot metal disc.
Like any good cast iron pan like this, you season it. Just like my favorite omelet pan. You don't ever let anyone touch that. You never let them wash it. You wipe it with a rag. That's it. It gets better and better and better over time.
In goes the oil, in goes the garlic, in goes the onions and peppers, in goes the beer.
Good sirloin. Nice.
Luckily, these guys have not become vegetarians.
Oh, that smells good.
There is a tradition in the house.
El que le toca un laurel, lava los platos.
When you get that laurel,
Bay leaf, yeah.
you do the dishes.
No, wow. Oh, hey, look.
Take that, Sky hippies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's superb. Absolute perfection.
It might even be worth washing a plate or two. Coming up, a rabbit hunt with real-life cowboys leads to possibly the most incredible display of skill ever captured on camera.
Jumped off the horse, grabbed like this.
No reservations.
Getting ever closer to the end of the world, the lush mountains and evergreens of northern Patagonia give way to the windswept plains of the south. Here on the edge of the continent, life is beautiful but rugged. Existence eked out on one of the last open frontiers. And that's exactly how these guys like it. Meet Chabon and Martin. They are gauchos, the last remaining cowboys.
Good morning. I'm not looking for hair and catch two. Catch the guanaco, red fox, puma. This.
Gauchos' numbers are dwindling and their frontier shrinking, but they still make their living off horsemanship, livestock, and the fruit of the land.
We're out here hunting God's creatures, using God's creatures to hunt down other God creatures. We're gonna be hunting bunny rabbits on horseback. The dogs do the work, right? Why don't the dogs eat the rabbit?
It's education.
Education, yeah. That's what my father called it.
Exactly.
The real-life Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid once had a ranch not too far from here, and the landscape striking. It all contributes to the feeling that you've somehow been cast in your own Western. Suddenly, the rabbit-killing machines take off like bats out of hell, their keen canine senses locked on to their furry prey.
Like a road race.
Very quickly, eh?
But alas, not quickly enough. Fear not, my friends, just where it appears the rabbit will escape, a million years of primordial instinct kick in. Pulling the reins, I put my horse into a full gallop. I pass the dogs, pull up along the hare, and then...
I don't know whether you got this shot, but the part where I leaped off the horse mid-gallop, jumped off the horse, grabbed like this. It was awesome. The dogs were just not fast enough, but I was there, thank God.
About the only thing to differentiate this place from the Old West is the electricity in the house, where Chabon prepares the hare for cooking. Soon enough, however, we find ourselves outside, where both men prefer to spend their time.
Good one. Doctor tell me, my body take the 80% water. If I drink more water, I swim.
You don't like water?
Prefer to drink wine.
I don't drink water either, you know. Fish water.
Exactly.
This is old school, my friends. A campfire, a Dutch oven, that's it.
Rabbit, the wild hare, onions, cebolla, peppers. Come on, Coco, back. It's looking good, man. Yerba mate? What is it?
Infusión.
It's an infusion. You drink this all the time.
Widely considered the national drink, but definitely the beverage of the gaucho, mate is prepared by steeping dried leaves of the yerba mate plant in hot water. Pour it into a hollow gourd with a metal straw, and you're good to go.
And that's good. Yeah, I like that.
Mate and eat meat. Complement la dieta del gaucho. No eat the fruit, salad.
No room in there
Si
for a
you
little.
drink mate,
Right.
no in the bathroom.
Oh, really? No?
It's very dangerous.
It's like a big basketball in there, and it's not coming out.
The gaucho live free in the mountain, and no supermarket near.
What happens to the vegetarian tourists?
My experience, they coming, then they horse ride in the mountain, no? Vegetal, okay. Sometimes 3 days, sometimes eat, no?
They need it. Oh, no one's looking.
Exactly,
Right?
transformation.
You're doing God's work.
Yes, it's good.
Right. Good, I like that. You're doing God's work here.
Finally, it's chow time. Chabon dishes up the victuals.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Some good looking bunny. And there, man. You were fast, my friend, but not fast enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Increíble, increíble. Exacto. Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Exacto. Post-car ride.
Boss.
Exacto.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cocineros, the cooking people.
Yeah.
Two positions.
Right.
One, alcoholic.
Yes?
Two, gay.
Right. I'm alcoholic. Oh, we're having a Brokeback Mountain moment here. Okay. I am so alcoholic.
Up next,
It's Meatopolis, Blood Feast. End of the road for Old Bessie.
sometimes the road leads to unexpected destinations.
They never showed John Wayne doing this, did they? I'm uncomfortable.
Cowboy country can hurt.
Roll the dice, shot in the dark, more like a pain in the ass.
No reservations.
Somewhere the gods of luck will
El
laugh your ass
Calafate,
off.
Patagonia, Argentina. Here, one gets the sense of what it would be like to live in an early frontier town, existing on the edge of the known world. In fact, today, in the early morning hours, it looks almost like a ghost town. Nearby, though, men are stoking humongous fires, and they are burning hot. The excited buzz of the crowd explains the empty streets. The citizens are lined up here, almost in a frenzy to see the object of their desires burn. Burn until the smoke from its sizzling flesh fills the sky. Today is the day of the lake.
At least the spec ops, I knew what weapons I could play with.
It's Meatopolis. It's the Meat Dome. Beef-O-Rama. Blood Feast. End of the road for Old Bessie. In the world of meat, my friends, I have all-access pass.
Near football field-sized drill pits kept burning by dump truck loads of trees, I wander with Hector, a friend and local, among entire sides of burning beef.
Why the party? What's going on here?
It's the day of the lake, the Argentina lake. This day, the lake was discovered.
Right.
We have music, dancing, horse riding.
So I'm here on the right day. Meat day is the good day, the best day.
The best day, yeah.
Because Argentina is all about beef.
Yeah.
And you tell someone in New York, hey, I'm going to Argentina. Oh, the steak, it's beautiful.
Argentina is known the world over for its beef, so no wonder that asado, grilling meat, is a cultural institution. There's only one problem. They're overcooking the beef.
They're cooking the living out of this stuff.
Fortunately, I have some experience in this department.
I got us a nice T-bone.
Yep.
And two beautiful rib sections. Nice and, like, rare. We want to see some blood. Man, look at this. That line is building.
Yeah, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people.
3,000 people.
Yeah. 150 cars.
You're going through the meat pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right, Hector. I got mine, man. You ready? Where's yours?
Here.
I'm not moving. We're sticking right here, keeping our knives close. If any of these guys makes a move from another steak, there'll be a whirring of blades and incisors. I say we're ready.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Off to the eating tents with the happy hordes of carnivores, friends and families alike.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Perfect. Paradise.
Good to go, my friend. That makes all the difference in the world, you know, cooking it like rare. Let's eat, brother. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this beef is good. Local people, right?
Yeah.
From the area.
Yeah.
Everybody here brings their own knife, right?
Yeah.
And your own
Everybody.
cutting board?
Yeah.
Something to drink, then you just have at it.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about, man. Red meat and beer.
Red meat and beer.
From this moment, it turns out to be a kind of weird day. Through the kind of frequent schedule change that happens often on the road, we find ourselves next at an estancia, an Argentine ranch. Cattle raising. It's an everyday thing on a ranch, nearly anywhere. It's standard practice of the American West. What cowboys did, what made them cowboys. It's a gaucho thing. It's where food comes from.
How many cattle?
1,000.
Whoa. Where the rest?
Someone are inside the cows because they are pregnant.
Oh.
The other ones in the top. El tío,
Mucho gusto. Tony.
he knows everything about this work.
He's going to show us how it's done.
Firstly, we have brown the cow.
As we watch the gauchos separate the mothers and calves, my producer and I begin to feel uncomfortable.
So, that sound you hear? That's the moms calling out to their children.
Now separated, the calves are lined up, one by one, for branding.
Please inspect and see what weapons I deploy with.
They never showed John Wayne doing this, did they? This is a significant part of the cowboy job. You never see John Wayne beating the little calves.
Now, branding of calves is something anyone who works on a ranch is familiar with, but for us city dwellers, it comes home in awful ways. All that steak I ate suddenly isn't sitting so well in my stomach. Producer Tracy is on the verge of tears. Sure, the process is inevitable. We know. The roping, the branding, the knife. Oh yes, the knife. Lucky for us, the ranch has a few young bulls that need castration.
I don't blame you, buddy. Off comes the nuts.
Usually bulls are castrated so they're easier to handle, and so the beef can mature faster, for us to eat it faster. None of us are quite ready for this awful sense of culpability. The meat we enjoy does not look like this before we cook it. We don't hear the cries. We don't see the terrible look in the calf's eyes that stares half mad with desperation up at us. An awful accusation followed by worse, a look of resignation.
I enjoy the delicious taste of steak as much as the next guy. In fact, more than the next guy, but I'm uncomfortable.
In the respectful spirit of non-waste, the testicles become the gaucho's lunch.
Fresh milk kebabs? I think I'll put off eating at Sizzler tonight.
We are all, of course, part of this. Every meal. But seeing it is something even I'm not ready to shrug off. Not today, anyway. Not a good day for the No Reservations crew. And here's where it ends for our cattle friends. I think back on something I said earlier in the day.
There is something biblical about this, isn't there? The early martyrs splayed out on a cross.
Martyred for food. In this case, a joyous celebration where a community comes together to live, to eat, to share the bounty. After the break, The world premiere of Gauchos on Ice.
If we don't drink, we freeze.
About fucking time someone dealt me a winning hand.
No reservations.
10,000 BC, our human ancestors finally reached the very tip of South America. The world had run out. What did they find at the end of the road?
Hello, old friend.
A jagged blue frontier, towers of sun-carved ice, valleys of deeply gouged rocks, a place of savage beauty. Laying in wait beyond this great barrier of ice, only a few hundred more miles of difficult terrain, and then only the sea. Meanwhile, 12,000 years later, the arrival of 3 fish out of water.
These would be good in New York.
Yeah, for the subway.
So absolutely.
Give me some space.
Yeah.
These days, visitors to Perito Moreno are advised to stop at the ranger station for appropriate footwear.
It's like when I used to go shopping with my mom for Buster Brown's. Stylish, man.
Whoa.
Très chic.
Today I brought along my gaucho pals Chabon and Martine for an adventure we all jokingly call Gauchos on Ice.
Vamos a un malambo.
Jackpot!
Casi me duele todo. No puedo ni caminar. Los indios en Estados Unidos, un tomahawk. Compará con este. Chaco, 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 chaco. Dale, dale. Tortuga ninja. Pasos cortos y clavando las rocas. El glaciar debe sentir también, ¿no? Lo estamos clavando todo el tiempo.
Me and my barely controllable gaucho buddies are like tiny ants climbing up the back of an ancient dinosaur. Perito Moreno is one of 3 Patagonian glaciers left that are still advancing. It's a kind of place that takes your breath away. But it's not without its dangers.
Well, fuck me.
Ooh, dungeon,
On either side of the trail, ominous crevasses. Easy places, I think, to slip into forever.
Here we go.
Slowly.
You're gonna give me a gun or a swift kick in the balls.
No ves un sorete.
What was it like for the first people who arrived here? Did they begin to sense forces beyond their control? They were probably cold, hungry, and frightened.
Acá, mira. El sendero lo perdimos. Es acá adelante. Agarramos sendero propio. Sí. Y justo lo pierdo acá al costado. Ah, está bien, está.
Maybe they just needed a drink.
Echamos el whisky acá.
Ah, yes. Gentlemen, you may well have taught me the way of the gaucho, but the way of the chef, we believe in something called mise en place. It means prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. Ah, here we are. Welcome to my meanwhile.
Where'd it go? The whiskey stay here.
Little ice with your whiskey?
Yeah.
How do you like it crushed? Old ice. Yeah. The ranger told me it's 500 years old. Yeah, the ice is older than the scotch. Salud, gentlemen.
Salud. Very good.
Shows appreciation of a fine beverage, Argentinian whiskey. It's not exactly crowded down here. You don't have to worry about the neighbors.
Cualquier lugar. Ice cream.
It's like sitting on top of an ice cream, yeah.
Esas zonas, esas montañas allá. Increíble.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need a refill, guys. If we don't drink, we freeze.
A strange sense of deja vu drinking the whiskey, and I remember my recurring dream. As we head down with the falling sun, it starts to make sense. I've seen a lot of glaciers in recent years, but reaching this one at the end of the world, I feel like Ahab, staring into the eyes of the white whale. I begin to sense, in a slightly unsettling way, the limits of life and the inevitability of my own death. Massive, building-sized chunks of ice drop from the endlessly creeping wall. A loud crack echoes through the air as they